All right. Hello. Let's see if we can get some people in here. I don't know. Welcome. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. Looks like I'm doing the High Council solo tonight. And, it's perfectly okay. I don't blame anyone at all. I was about to get in the shower. I was about to have a nice, hot, soapy shower, play some slow, smooth jazz, that kind of a thing. You ever have a hot, soapy shower solo, play a little smooth jazz? In the background and then like do everything in slow motion. That's what I was gonna do. And suddenly my cell phone blows up and it's Jeremy, and I'm just like, oh my god! I could see that it's Jeremy calling, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Tuesday night, and I completely forgot about the High Council. What do you mean gross? It's not gross to shower. You should shower every single day, sometimes twice a day. Yeah, play a little Fabio. Why not? I don't think there's anything gross about that at all. Yeah, a little of some candles. Uh, I want to set the mood for myself. Uh, that's all. No Wookiees in the shower. Swinging Cod, thanks for $2. Apparently, me booing you on Twitter worked. No, no, no. I actually, spoke to. First of all, I ran downstairs. Andrew was like, "What is wrong?" I'm like, nothing. I forgot the High Council, and it's 9:04." And she's like, "Oh my god, all right." So I ran downstairs, and I got online, and already Jeff from World Class Bullshitter said, "Hey, I can't make it. I just can't do it tonight." And Jeremy said, "Yeah, I can't either. I've got a family emergency that's got to get taken care of." So I jumped out of the shower. Well, I wasn't actually in the shower yet. I was about to get into the shower. I threw on my clothes again and then ran downstairs. And for what? To hang out with you guys. How are you tonight? How are you? It's great to be here as usual. I went to the airport today, picked up my dad and my stepmom. Listen, I'm in the car and I go, yeah, everybody's going to be happy to hear from you, Dad, because everyone likes the Holiday show. Everyone likes, his name is Holiday. It's not his real name. It's his code name. My dad thinks it's GI Joe and that we all get code names. I'm like, all right, well, I'm Roadblock. No, he's Holiday. So I said, yeah, they're gonna be happy to have you on the show. I don't know if you want to broadcast. And my dad played coy. You know what I mean? He's like, well, you really and then my stepmom goes, yeah, he's only been talking about coming on the show all week. So of course he's looking forward to this. Mike Jenkins says apple pie and Red Bull in the shower. That sounds good. How did you know I had Red Bull? I had a vodka Red Bull tonight. That's interesting. And also, Mike Jenkins, you're kind of psychic, because we ordered pizza, because they're from North Dakota and they don't have good pizza out there at all in North Dakota. So they kind of they wanted some pizza when they came in. So we ordered a bunch of pizzas, whole big Italian, New Jersey Italian food layout here, delivery. Fantastic. I had a nice Red Bull and vodka. And then I was like, we don't have any dessert. And Andrew was like, no, not. We have some cookies, some Italian cookies. I was like, no, we don't have any pie. And Kaylee looked at me and was just like, pie? Like, what? And Andrew was like, well, what kind of pie would you get? And I said, and I actually, here's the thing. I have to get Andrea to go, yeah, that's a good idea. You should get that. So I kind of searched her eyes. I kind of looked at her and I went, apple pie, like that. And I just watched. Here's the thing about it: you have to watch for minute movements, okay, micro expressions. You learn that. I learned that on TV. You have to learn about micro expressions. So you have to say things very, very slowly, and then just just kind of test out and look for that micro expression of approval. So I was like, apple. And she said, yeah, that sounds good. But then I went, Kaylee, do you want to come with me to Rastelli's and go get an apple pie? And she went, I don't know. She's like, if there's an apple pie here, I'll eat it, but like I don't want to go out. Everybody was warm and comfy in the house, I mean, it's the holiday season. The Van Scivers are all together. We're all cozy. We've got the fireplace. We've already got our tree up. Ava passed out in front of the tree and the fireplace. It's very, very cute. I took some nice pictures. But yeah, nobody wanted to go back out into the cold to get an apple pie except for me. So I didn't get a pie. I didn't actually get a pie tonight. But if I did get a pie, it was going to be an apple pie. So my dad is here. My dad wanted to talk to me about his stand-up comedy act. Apparently, he did a stand-up comedy act for the Native Americans. He said it went over real well. I said, well, like what? And he's like, all right, I wrote this joke. By the way, my dad, great grandfather now. He's a great grandfather. So this isn't dad humor. This is great grandfather humor, great granddad humor. He goes, oh my God, this is unbearable. This is really unbearable. This is the worst joke I've ever heard. And when he told this, he laughed so hard. He laughed so hard. He's like, hey, it's great to be here tonight in front of y'all. All of the elders of this native community. He's just like, yeah, it was cold. It was so cold out over. But I was singing the whole way over. I was singing all the way here. I was singing, freeze a jolly good fellow, freeze a and he laughed. You guys have heard my dad laugh. I said, freeze a jolly good fellow. He said, yeah, like 4 he's, but freeze because it's cold out. That is probably the worst. That might have been the worst thing I'd heard all day long. Might have been the worst thing I'd heard in a long time. But that's my dad. These are my. These are my. I'm like, how long was your set, Dad? He didn't answer me. But imagine sitting through an hour of that. How drunk were these Native Americans? He's like, oh, I killed them. So probably. So he's here. He's going to come down a little bit later, probably tomorrow or so, and he'll want to chat. Apparently, he really does look forward to doing the live streams with you guys. So that's going to be a thing. Going out to see John Legend, taking Andrea for our first anniversary date this weekend. That's going to be fun. We've been married for 1 year this week, 1 year, and that's exciting. Thursday, of course, one more thing I want to point out. I want to point out a couple of things about this week. This is a special week. This has been a special week. This is the 40th anniversary of 2 important events. Okay. 40th anniversary of 2 major events. First of all, it is the Star Wars Holiday Special. Now, I am very fond of the Star Wars Holiday Special, but I am alone in that. Not a lot of people enjoyed the Star Wars Holiday Special. I thought it was great. I watch it maybe 3 or 4 times every single year. Every year I sit through the Star Wars Holiday Special, but I am by myself. Everyone else thinks it's weird. I tried to get Jeremy and Jeff to watch it. They did watch it with me. We did a nice commentary track of it, but I still don't think that they thought it was as good as I do. The only thing they liked was the Tobor, the robot toy ad at the end. They liked Tobor. Tobor is robot backwards. They really like that. We talked about purchasing a Tobor, but none of us could come up with it's like $150 for a Tobor in the box. We can't afford a Tobor. So none of us bought a Tobor, but that was the only thing that they didn't like. Anyway, this is the 40th anniversary of 2 things. Star Wars The Holiday Special, which 40 years ago on the 19th of November, so that was this week. Was it the 19th? Yeah, it was. It was the 19th of November, 40 years ago, premiered and confused everyone. And everyone thought it was the worst thing that's ever happened in the world until the very next day when the Jonestown Massacre happened. So that's the thing. That's the thing that you need to understand. Star Wars Holiday Special premiered 40 years ago. The day after it premiered, the Jonestown Massacre happened. Now, I'm not connecting any dots. I don't want you to connect any dots. I don't want you to think that one of 2 things happened. Either they drank the Kool-Aid because they just didn't want to live anymore. That's not what I'm suggesting. I'm also not suggesting that Lucasfilm was responsible for that in an effort to divert the attention away from the horror that they had just committed on the screens of television sets all over the country. Mark Hamill still can't sit through. He still can't sit through the Star Wars Holiday Special. That's because you're not hanging out with me, Mark. Come on in here. Sit down with me and I want you to explain your girly face. I want you to explain to me your incredibly strange face. And by the way, I don't think people are like, well, he had a car accident and his face was kind of strange. Yeah, he didn't, not yet. I don't think it was yet. I don't think it was until later. Yeah, it's just they made up his face so he looked like Dorothy Hamill. It was really, really upsetting. I mean, you guys were even saying that when we were watching the holiday special. They're like, "Why does Mark Hamill look like a woman?" I don't know. I don't know. Here's Chewbacca in a red robe holding a white globe. It is Life Day. Life Day takes the place of Christmas because listen, it makes sense. It's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The Lord Jesus Christ wasn't born yet. I don't know why they're still celebrating a Christmas-like holiday involving red pageantry and things like that, and love, and that on the exact same day that Jesus Christ was born. I don't know why they're doing that. I guess they just presaged it. And by the way, it happened far, far. It happened. Jesus, he didn't. Jesus doesn't exist in Star Wars canon. He doesn't exist in Star Wars canon. He's completely like he's in another galaxy. So that I don't necessarily think that they need to have a holiday, much less Life Day. These are things that I think about when I watch this. All right, so Mark Hamill, he doesn't like it. It makes him uncomfortable. I don't blame him, but let's read this. This week, the Star Wars Holiday Special officially turns 40 years old. The program was initially made for television, premiering on CBS back in 1978. Immediately on its release, the special was heavily lambasted, and as a result, it was never aired on television again. The consensus seems to be that the special is so bad it's not even watchable, despite I'm sorry. It's not even watchable. It's not that bad. I mean, it's just, it's Wookiees making noise. It's not unwatchable. You can watch it. And especially if you're going to watch it, watch the version with the television commercials intact. Floofy Coon says, yeah, and The Last Jedi's watchable? No, it isn't watchable, and that's the thing. I would rather watch the holiday special 100 million times than have to watch The Last Jedi ever, ever, ever again. I never want to watch it again. All right. Despite featuring the main cast of the original film. By the way, Harrison Ford's performance in the holiday special is flawless. He did a great job. He's every bit the Han Solo from the original trilogy. He does everything he's meant to do. He sits in a fake mock-up of the Millennium Falcon, and he pretends to be afraid, and he yells at Chewbacca. He tricks a stormtrooper and kicks him off a treehouse. What am I going to say? He's beyond reproach. The man can do no wrong. Was it his proudest moment? No, but of course not. But he was a shining star. Okay, amidst so much darkness, amidst Ed Norton, from The Honeymooners, Art Carney, amidst Art Carney's ultimate humiliation, and it was humiliating. I don't think Art Carney could have done anything more humiliating had they just pantsed him and all stood around laughing at his flaccid penis. I don't think there is no possible way that his performance could have been any more embarrassing than it was. But Han Solo, Harrison Ford, and by the way, how many performances are there by Harrison Ford as Han Solo? This makes 5, so it is valuable. It is precious. So let's not. These people who say that it's not even watchable, F you, it is watchable. Watch it with Riff Tracks commentary, okay? And you will enjoy it. Surprisingly, or perhaps not so much, even if Luke Skywalker himself hasn't been able to finish it, as actor Mark Hamill revealed on Twitter. When asked by a fan straight up if he'd seen the special, Hamill replied, not all the way through. What? You're in it all the way through. You're in it once in the beginning. R2D2 is malfunctioning. You're fixing him. You look like a woman. And then you're in it at the end when you watch Carrie Fisher sing a horrible song to the tune of Star Wars. And you're in it. You watch her just like this. And it's creepy. It's creepy that you're watching her like this because, at the time, you still thought that she was going to be a love interest to Luke Skywalker. And so you need to look at her like that. It's your sister, dude. It's your sister. All right, hang on a second. I don't want to hear any glugs. No, Carrie was not high. That was a rumor. I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure that she was just fine. All right, so here's Mark Hamill. A Famous Monsters says, Happy Star Wars Saturday. The Star Wars Holiday Special aired this day 40 years ago. Have you seen it? They weren't even asking you, Mark. Mark, they weren't asking you. Ask me. Yes, I have. Multiple times. I think I've seen the Star Wars Holiday Special 20 times. I have it memorized. Hashtag Star Wars. And Mark Hamill says not all the way through. At some point, you're going to have to talk about it. You're going to have to open up and you're going to have to tell us what it was like. Back in 1977, George Lucas would launch one of the most popular movie franchises of all time. Yeah. Which one was that? With his first Star Wars movie. Oh, that one. Its success would quickly put a sequel into works, but it would take a few years to be able to bring the next movie to the big screen. In the meantime, CBS thought waiting fans would be happy with a TV special featuring all of the film's most prominent characters. Lucas agreed to the deal because without hindsight, it seemed like a good idea at the time. It did. Every mistake seems like a good idea at the time. Every mistake. Why would anybody do anything? It all seems like a good idea at the time. The concept for the special was that it would use clips from the film combined with animated portions and variety show segments to develop a story around the fictional holiday, Life Day. That is right, because there, again, no Lord Jesus Christ being born. Okay, this is a long, long time ago. I don't know how long ago. 2,000 years? Was it a longer? Did they ever say how long ago Star Wars took place? A New Hope? Was it more than 2,000 years ago? I don't know. Winning Jeremy says, where is Jeremy and Jeff? Both of them cannot make it tonight. Well, actually, Jeremy says I can make it in half an hour. Maybe he'll show up, but Jeff can't make it. Okay, so hold on a second. Since you asked, if Jeremy wants to come in half an hour, I'm not going to stop him. And it'd be nice to have him in here, honestly. Why do I have to talk about the Star Wars Holiday Special by myself? Hold on a second. Okay. If you can come in laters, here's that link, bro. All right, that's how we talk to each other. And there's that link. I'll invite Cecil in if you guys really want. Cecil is always welcome. And I could invite Doomcock in if you want. All right, I'll invite Doomcock in. I don't know Doomcock very well yet, but we did have a pleasant exchange. And hold on a second. If you want to hang out, come on in. All right, let's go Doomcock in here too. But you guys act like I can't do this by myself. I totally can. I totally can. I do it all the time. Whoa, John Wilkes Booth is in here. Holy cow. Sir, is it really you? Is it the real John Wilkes Booth? The one that Mark Zaid attempted to exhume? Fascinating. John Wilkes Booth, the only man who hates Republicans more than Mark Wade. All right, let me read some of these super chats here. And I appreciate the super chats. I want to stay on top of those today. So if you guys have something to say, I've got your super chats here and I will read them and I will comment upon them. I will comment upon your super chats. I won't just read them. I will comment. TLJ Screwjob, thanks for $1.99. The Search for More Money, featuring Piper the Hutt. Swinging Cod, that was my comment. Swinging Cod, thank you for $2. Apparently me booing you on Twitter worked. Yeah. TLG Screwjob, thanks for $1.99. Says, missed my other one. I got it. Oh, I got it. Last Jedi Screwjob. Mike Jenkins. And that was the apple pie and Red Bull in the shower. Todd Rector says, do you eat pie in the shower? You can't eat pie in the shower. It will not retain its consistency. It will probably get washed away. And it will get soap in it, like shampoo-y soap in your pie. You don't want that. Mr. X Alliance, thank you for $20. Appreciate that. I'm making you a new mini animation soon. Hope you enjoy. Mr. X Alliance, I thoroughly enjoyed your 3-minute version of the Cyberfrog animation that you did. I thought it was absolutely wonderful. A lot of fun to see, and it was kind of psychedelic. I don't know how you did it. I'm really impressed. So looking forward to a new mini animation. Mike Jenkins says, my girl's from Jersey, best pizza on earth. Mike, you are so right. And also the best women on earth. Jersey girls are the best. They really are. I was talking to my dad about having seen Brian Wilson. Remember when I took you guys to the Brian Wilson concert? Made a video. We did a live stream. Brian Wilson sitting there at the age of 87 singing, I wish they all could be California girls. Why? What are you going to do about it? When it comes to Jersey, all these girls should be Jersey girls. They're all awesome. They're all fantastic. And the pizza's good too. So come on over. Dayton Pfeiffer says, I hope that the High Council and everybody else will have a good Thanksgiving and have good amounts of pie. I will have good amounts of pie, and I will probably show you guys. We'll probably make a video. All right, let me ask you a question. I realize that this is ostensibly the High Council, okay? This isn't one of my solo live streams. I'm actually calling it the Solo High Council tonight, just so that people don't get pissed off. But ordinarily, this would be one of my solo streams. How mad would you be? How mad would you be if I took you on a live stream pie shopping trip? Now, some of you say, this has nothing to do with Star Wars. This has nothing to do with Cyberfrog. Why are you taking us on a pie shopping trip? I just want to know. No, I used to do that. I used to take you guys shopping for produce, good produce, via live stream. That was in the early days. Oh, people are pissed. People are already pissed.
Why are they pissed?
They are pissed. Well, Jeremy, hi. All right. We got a little Geeks and We got a little High Council, a mini High Council.
What's up, Geeks and Gamers? It's Jeremy reporting for duty, because you know what? Ryan Johnson takes the fucking day off, but we don't.
We can't.
Now Jeff is sick. So Jeff is sick. So we don't want him on here coughing and everything like that. He tried. He tried to intimidate us to let him on, but we're like, Jeff, get some rest. But until Ryan Johnson is officially announced to not have a trilogy under Star Wars, we can't take a day off. We can't afford it, EVS. We can't.
That's all I want for Christmas.
There's too much to fight for.
There is way too much to fight for. There was this amazing article, Star Wars holiday gifts. Did you see this article? Like, if you have a Star Wars fan in your life, what kind of gifts would you get that Star Wars fan? I only want one thing. I really only want one thing. Okay, that is for Ryan Johnson to not make a trilogy. That's all I want.
It's such a simple request. I mean, this could unite. This could unite the country. We're not talking. We're just talking about uniting the country, uniting everyone. Like, nobody wants Ryan Johnson to do this trilogy. That's a fact. That's an objective fact. Like, have you ever tell me, the Star Wars fans? We're all Star Wars fans. We all go out. We all, have our shirts on. We all interact with the Star Wars person. We all run into that one random person where you're like, oh, you're a Star Wars fan. They're like, look at you like y'all are weird. And you're like, you got a Star Wars shirt. And they look down. They're like, oh, I just threw it on. But most people are mega Star Wars fans. And when we're interacting with these people, I want you to tell me how many people, count on one hand, how many people have you talked to that has said, I am really excited for that Ryan Johnson trilogy? You can't name one.
No, I can count the number of people who I've heard say that on one hand that's been injured in an industrial accident. There is nobody that's ever said that to me. None at all. Not one single person. And I will tell you, I am that guy who puts on Star Wars t-shirts and goes places. I went to check out preschools for little Ava. I wore my Go Get Daddy's Belt t-shirt. That's not the thing that you want to wear in front of preschool teachers. They look at you and they go, you want to, what's that mean? It doesn't mean anything. It means I'm going to show people how it's done. It doesn't necessarily, it's difficult to explain to people. But all right, so here's the thing. Jeremy, this is what I got you for Christmas.
Okay.
It's the extremely unofficial and highly unauthorized Star Wars Kama Sutra. On the front cover is 2 AT-ATs. By the way, it's pronounced AT-AT. It is not pronounced AT-AT. Making sweet love. All right. This is love making for an AT-AT. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
I'm kind of liking that, but I'm not even gonna lie.
okay.
You know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of questioning a lot of things right now. I didn't think you were going to put me on the spot on the worldwide internet to thousands of people in this situation. I'm a little uncomfortable, but I'm going to own it. I'm going to own it, you know?
All right. Well, let me blow your mind. That's the male. That's the female. Now, how do you feel? A little confused? A little more confused?
I'm a little confused. A little more confused now. A little more
So
confused.
this is going to be under your tree. Merry Christmas from the Van Skivers. Here you go. Here's the Death Star herb grinder, weed grinder. So for the stoners out there, you want to do a little of the sticky icky ooh wee. Here it is right here. Death Star herb grinder, weed grinder with bonus Kief scraper. So is that Kief scraper? This is all porn. This is all porn. All right, so I got this for your the back of your car. What do you drive, Jeremy? You drive a
well, no, which one? There's two. I have two vehicles that I drive. One of them I drive when I want to pick up the ladies, and that is my Kia Rio. That's the one that the ladies are just, I can't keep them off. But I want to be ignored, and I don't want any attention. I would drive my 300ZX, my 1990 300ZX.
Okay.
So,
well, this is what I'm going to get you for your car. The Empire doesn't care about your stick figure family, and it's an AT-AT and TIE fighters killing your children, killing people's children. Perfectly look, it's high quality gloss white. It's a big sticker. Please be patient with the holidays upon us. Douchebag, get it to me in time, or else how am I supposed to give it away on the holidays? What is going on here? All right, let's see what else is here that we can check out. Do you want a fully interactive BB-8 or no?
Actually, I do. I do, because since I got such rave reviews on me destroying The Force Awakens on camera, I could probably find some very useful clickbait for that. So I would like for you to send that to me.
I will do that. I'm also going to send you this for your dog. This is an AT-AT costume for your dog to run around in.
Oh man!
I've got gifts for the whole family. Yeah. All right. So just some thoughts. But really, the only thing that any of us really truly want is for Rian Johnson to fall into a hole, a deep hole, not a hole, a chasm.
What about the trebuchet? What about the trebuchet?
Trebuchet's fine. That's an alternative, but this requires no work. This just requires blindfolding Rian Johnson and then letting him take 2 steps forward into that deep hole that scientists. Okay, now this was on the Art Bell show, right? You remember Art Bell?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Art Bell was talking to this guy who said, "Oh, there's a hole somewhere." He didn't describe exactly where this hole is, but he he got a microphone. Like Bob Barker's microphone, like the real skinny microphone with the little tiny.
Mm-hmm.
It looks real. It's uncomfortable looking. It looks like So he took it and he attached a lot of cords to it, and he lowered the microphone as far as he could, as far as the cords would take it. And it was like 2 miles worth of cords, and it just kept going and going. And you know what he heard in the hole?
I'm eagerly awaiting.
The sound of tortured souls screaming. And I've heard the recording. I've heard the recording of the sound of tortured souls screaming from within this hole.
And what were they saying?
They were saying, "Send us Rian Johnson. We'll take care of him." That's what they were saying. Now, some people in the chat remember this. You guys know. He heard hell. Jay Chimpansky says, "I remember that." Is this porn? No, it's not porn. People do remember this. Now, what I'm saying is this. You remember that scene from the 300?
This is Sparta?
Yeah, this is Sparta.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Can you imagine?
That sounds like the Christmas present that could put a smile on everyone's face.
Yeah. So
that's what we want. We want happiness for Christmas. We're not being selfish here. We're thinking about everyone. You know, this is something that the world can unite against.
Yeah, it is. And so, Jeremy, that's what I'd like to give you for Christmas this year. Have yourself a very little Christmas. Make your Yuletide gay. From now on, Ryan Johnson will be far away. All right, I don't know how to play that song. I want you to sing from there. I want you to be like, through the years. We'll do a little buddy act.
Oh man!
Well, they asked me to sing, so
they always ask me to sing on my stream, and I always figure out a way to not do it. So I'm trying to gain subscribers, not lose them. So
I haven't learned how to not do it yet, Jeremy. I got to be honest with you. I haven't figured out. When they tell me to sing, I just sing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm still getting like we lose at least 100 viewers per live stream when I start talking about sports. So I'm just trying to not lose people.
Dude, that happens to me too. That really does happen to me. So I sympathize. All right, let's get back to this. Jeremy, I was talking about how, before you came in, okay, I was talking about the holiday special. And the Star Wars holiday special, it took place, it first aired, and it only aired once, 40 years ago this week. 40 years ago. Now, the amazing fact about the holiday special that you might not know is that the holiday special aired the day before the Jonestown Massacre. Now, as I said, I am not here to connect any dots, but here's one thing that I want you to consider, Jeremy. All right? Is it possible that Lucasfilm is responsible for the Jonestown Massacre to make people forget about the holiday special?
Wow.
I said it.
Wow.
I said it. Call me paranoid.
I don't think you're paranoid. I don't. I mean, look how they've reacted to this film over the past several decades. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're clearly hiding something. This could be diversion on their part.
Let me ask you.
I think you're onto something. I think you're onto something. Are we going to have Jesse Ventura on?
I'm not sure, but here's I think he would be the first to agree with me.
Absolutely, he would. And I just want to hear his voice. I want to hear his voice on the High Council. So,
I mean, he might be available. I don't know. Does Kathleen Kennedy know? Is that why she is where she is?
I don't even think Kathleen Kennedy knows what Star Wars is. That's the problem.
You think you're right about that. All right, so here we go. Let's read the rest of this article. Mark Hamill has still not. He still hasn't seen the whole holiday special. I would love to watch the holiday special with him.
Mark, I was once I was as pure as you, and then Ethan and Jeff bullied me and made me watch it.
That's
for
what
the
we
High
do.
Council.
It hasn't hurt you. It's been good for you.
No. I mean, I've had bad dreams of had a stomach bug for the last 2 months, but other than that, I've been good. Hallucinations, the typical stuff.
Well, hallucinations are all part of the game. Were they a gay circus act in colorful tights doing pirouettes?
Well, I mean, that was every day when I was in California. So, I mean, I don't know how to differentiate real life from any dreams at that point. So,
you're totally right. All right, so here we go. All of the right ingredients were there as far as casting goes. Mark Hamill was there. Harrison Ford. By the way, Harrison Ford, like I was telling the crowd, sterling performance from Harrison Ford. And by the way, there are only 5, right? There are only 5 performances.
And it was a good performance. He did give a good performance.
He did good, yeah. Carrie Fisher, she gave a great singing performance, even though it was terribly off-key. Peter Mayhew, David Prowse, by the way. David Prowse is not a nice guy, dude.
He's very bitter about a lot of things that's happened with Star Wars over the years in terms of how they've treated him. I don't know if there's any truth to what he says, but he's very unhappy. He's a very unhappy guy.
He came up to me and he said, "So you like Christopher Reeve, do you?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "He's an a-hole." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" This was after Christopher Reeve. I mean, he had just died recently. He's like, "He's an a-hole." He's like, when he got that job on, this is Darth Vader talking to me, by the way. He said, when he got that job on, Superman as Superman, who got him into shape? Who worked him out? Who built him up? Me. And then when he was Superman, did he remember who I was? Did he? Nope. Wow. He forgot my fucking name. Like that. And I was like, dude, stop saying bad things about Christopher Reeve. And he's like, yeah, he's a bum. Like that. And it made me feel like Darth Vader wasn't the nice guy that I thought he was. You know what I mean?
Never meet your heroes.
Tell me about it.
Heroes.
All right, so the voice of James Earl Jones were also all included. Its strong cast seems to be where the positive qualities end. However, musical numbers featuring the likes of Jefferson Starship and B. Arthur were interesting to say the least, but not very well received. B. Arthur did a great job. I think her musical number was just fine. Now say goodbye, my friends. Just say good night, my friends. I think she did a great job. Jefferson Starship, I still don't understand. I don't know why they didn't do "We Built This City on Rock and Roll."
That would have been extremely memorable right there if that would have happened. That would have been amazing.
Would have been really good. Yeah. Somebody said Biffy Tannen says Tony Daniels and David Prowse are both meeting. Tony Daniels was there at the same convention that this happened, and he was screaming at a kid for touching his 8x12s. Get your grubby, like yelling at this kid because he was.
I've heard stories about him.
Dude,
very stuck up.
Is he stuck up?
That's what I've heard.
He's screaming at this child for touching his pictures.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it was, man. He was just like, get your grubby fingers off of my pictures. I was like, Jesus, C-3PO, calm down. I've been around, Jeremy. I've hung out with the biggest stars in the world, and
you are one of the biggest stars in the world at this point.
That's true. That's true.
That's an objective fact again, and that's why the SJWs and the NPCs get so triggered by you.
Is that what it is?
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember that one time there somebody said how did you get a check mark? How did you get a check mark by your name? And you're like, because I'm fucking famous.
Yeah, what do you? The reason that you know who I am is why I have a check mark by my name, and I don't know who you are. Like, you know who I am, I don't know who you are. That's why I have a blue check mark. Period. _. But yeah, somebody said I would have kicked Tony Daniels' ass for yelling at a kid. Would you do that? Would you? You know what I wanted to do, and this is going to seem, now that he's deceased, he's passed on. This is sad. One of my biggest fantasies that I wanted to do, and this was in the 2000s, like 2004, 2005. I wanted to. Who's the guy who's inside R2D2? I don't mean C-3PO. I mean, the guy.
Yeah, Kenny Baker. Kenny Baker, yeah.
I wanted to pick a fight with Kenny Baker and let him beat my ass. And because I used to see him at conventions all the time. He was a nice guy, I don't know what I would say to him, but I really want to be able to have a story. People say, well, what was the last time you were in a fist fight? Well, I got in a fight with Kenny Baker at the R2D2, and he beat my fucking ass. Like, that's what I wanted to say to people. I wanted to be like, and I wanted a black guy. I wanted to take pictures of myself, like, in the hospital. Who did this to you, Ethan? Kenny Baker. R2D2. Is that wrong? Like, is that bad?
No, not at all. Not at all. That would have made you both a legend for different reasons.
Yeah.
And how can you go wrong when you're making both people involved legends for different reasons?
That's true. I want to welcome. It would have been great. It would have been a good story. It didn't happen. I never did it. I never bothered to pick a fight with Kenny Rogers or Mini-Me, even though I saw them both many times.
Kenny Rogers.
Not Kenny Rogers, Kenny Baker. Pick a fight with Kenny Rogers.
I was wondering, I'm like, did we jump to country music?
The Gambler. Yeah.
What's up, Cecil?
Hello, Jeremy.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. Listen, I have a theory. If you're going to fight a midget, if you do get into a fight with Kenny Baker, you got to cheat to win. You cannot lose that fight.
Why?
Do whatever you have to do.
No, I want to lose the fight. That's the whole point. I don't want to win.
No, he wants to lose the fight so he can take pictures of his bruised, bloodied body, and people go, "Oh my God, Ethan, what happened? What happened, EBS?" And Kenny Baker beat my ass.
R2D2.
Yeah.
And was he also Wicket W. Warwick, or was that someone else? Was he an Ewok too? No, that was
Warwick
Davis. Warwick Davis.
Yeah. Or one of those guys. It wouldn't be bad to get Lumpy to beat my ass either, like from the holiday special, just in time for the holiday season. And it was a woman. A woman played Lumpy. Did you know that?
I did.
The little Chewbacca's son. That was a woman in there.
I've done minimal research on the holiday special, so it's your fault that I know more than I should at this point.
Well, you don't know nearly enough. All right. So, musical numbers featuring the likes of Jefferson Starship and B. Arthur were interesting to say the least, but not well received by anyone except for Ethan Van Sciver. The comedy sketches weren't appreciated any better. And when combining, Harvey Korman was great.
Oh, please. The whip and stir for 4 hours that went on for. That man is a comic legend. He's been in like every Mel Brooks movie. And then to see him in that was heart wrenching.
Why?
It was awful.
It's going to live forever. It wasn't good. Are you saying they didn't put a lot of thought into the whip and stir with 4 arms? You don't think that was very good? You don't think that was Carol Burnett material? I mean,
no.
Tough crowd, Cecil. Come on.
No, it was heartbreaking to watch that because Harvey Korman is a comic genius and a comic legend, and I love all the Mel Brooks movies that he's in. And him in a wig just saying whip and stir for about what felt like 45 minutes straight was just demoralizing.
Agree to disagree. All right, the comedy sketches weren't appreciated by Cecil. When combining these things with animation and clips from the film, we're left with the bizarre, convoluted mess. It certainly speaks volumes that even Hamill himself couldn't stomach making it through the entire program. Well, you're the one who made it, dude. I mean, fortunately, the Star Wars Holiday Special didn't permanently damage the franchise. That didn't come later until Star Wars The Last Jedi. But by the way, have you been, Jeremy, you're doing Star Wars videos. Like you're keeping up with the news, right?
I'm kind of behind a little bit, but I know like a few things going on. Like I've heard about this Rey clone theory that's floating around and some other stuff. Mike Zero's posted about 8,000 videos in the past 2 days. What's up? What do you want to talk about?
No, it's just Matt Smith being a young Palpatine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I heard about that, and I saw that you posted a video about that. So I think that, and I heard that rumor weeks ago. Has it picked up more steam?
I don't know.
Like the last day or two, because I heard it talked about a few weeks ago. People were talking about that.
I don't know where these rumors come from. I
think they're coming from Disney. I think Disney's throwing everything against the wall to see what sticks because they know they have screwed up. That's what I believe. I believe they're throwing everything out there because they have no idea what they're doing. They have no vision. They have no plan. They have no clue what's going on. So they're just throwing every scenario out there, and they're going to be like, well, whatever sticks, whatever the people online are going to like, we'll go with that.
See, that's what I've suspected for a long time. I mean, when it comes to announcing there's going to be a Boba Fett movie, announcing there's going to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, and then kind of backing off and saying, oh, they're not going to happen after all. Clearly, somebody is putting this news out there into the bloodstream of the Star Wars show media, and who and why.
Look, all you need to know, anybody who's trying to say they know what they're doing, okay? Solo got 90% done before the quote-unquote president decided to see, hey, what's going on this $300 million project? Oh, I don't like anything that's going on. You're fired. What? How does that happen? You know what I mean? Like how? Like the guy at Walmart that runs the produce department has better attention to detail than you, Kathleen Kennedy. What is wrong with you? How does this happen? It's insane. Yeah. It's absolutely insane. She thought that this was going to be a cruise control situation. It's Star Wars. I'm just going to slap the logo on these movies, throw a few of the old characters in it, and it's gone cruise control. And when she realized, oh, I actually have to work. Oh, I actually have to do my job. Now it's all catching up because it went on cruise control for a few years. It did. Yeah. It was sooner or later, you're going to have a turn or two in that road. And if you're on cruise control, you're not paying attention, boom, you're done. And that's exactly what's happened. Rian Johnson got in there, and you see what happened.
Yeah, well, you can't take the bridle and saddle off of Kathleen Kennedy for a minute. You got to keep her under control. She has to be told what to do. She has to those goals have to be made clear to her because she will just hire people that, handle her well.
She doesn't have a boss. Who's going to tell her that? She's the boss.
Well, you would think so. Bob Iger is the boss of all bosses. And now
Star Wars. You guys just can't handle it.
What do you mean? I can handle it. I just don't like it. It's just it sucks.
What do you think about that the thing with Rey being a clone?
I don't know anything about Rey being a
I
clone.
kind of, the scene in The Last Jedi. Yeah, I know, I do too. I do too. It's just more about just the fact that I think that they are pulling things out of their ass, and they finally found something, and they're like, oh, that's actually pretty decent. But you remember the scene in The Last Jedi where she went underground or whatever, that hole, and she saw like all these visions of herself, those multiple visions of herself. They're saying that that's giving indication that she's actually a clone.
But can they clone you with all those what are they called, the methamphetamines in your blood, metachlorians? I mean,
you can force project across the galaxy, so I guess you can do anything.
But so you could clone you could clone those things, the metachlorians.
Again, I don't. Yeah. No, you can't. You can't in the Star Wars universe. We haven't seen that, but that doesn't mean that they won't invent it. Is what I'm saying.
I like the clone theory. I think that would really subvert my expectations.
He said methamphetamines. I didn't know what he was talking about when he said that.
That would be a pretty good, that would be Breaking Bad too. It's like the new crystal meth is like green, and it's that midichlorian. But yeah, I didn't. Cecil, you like this theory about cloning, right?
More Rays, the better. That's what I say. I hope there's a whole army of them.
At least we were hoping one of them actually has acting ability. If we have like 100 Rays, at least one of them.
If you have 100 Rays, you got a fully formed personality.
What if they're like all the musical notes? What if it's like do, re, mi? No, that's what it's. Is that a good theory? It could be like.
I think Star Wars needs a musical number.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Do, dear, and then Ray. A golden drop of sun. Yeah, that would be fantastic. It would subvert expectations for sure.
That's all we want to do. All right, I had to put on my shoes. My feet were cold. So, okay, look, we've got to subvert expectations any way that we can. Rey being a clone, I like the idea. I wouldn't be surprised if it were real. What I believe is going on is JJ is going to go all the way back in time. He is going to show young Palpatine. Mark Hamill shaved his beard. I think they're going to digitally CGI youthen him. What do you think of that? And show some early Luke Skywalker stuff?
I think he doesn't want to be recognized.
Yeah. I think that's... I'm morbidly curious.
I said earlier, I was on my live stream, and I've said this before. I said if they really want me to pay attention when Episode 9 begins, this is exactly what will happen. It'll take place 5 years after The Last Jedi. It starts out on a dark planet that looks to be abandoned, and it's nighttime. And Poe and Finn. It starts out with Poe and Finn. They don't say a word. They're just walking and they're investigating, but they look very, very creeped out. And then all of a sudden, Kylo Ren, with his mask and the Knights of Ren, shows up and he decapitates both of them. They don't get to say a word. They're done. They're gone. They are treated like they are irrelevant characters.
That's like Friday the 13th.
Yeah. And then he also takes out BB-8. BB-8's done.
Oh,
and at that point, we've set a tone. Okay, we fucked up and we are cleaning house now. There you go. I'm interested now. I'm interested.
That is
one thing to change that, since you're doing like a Friday the 13th Jason type. Can they start making out and then?
Yeah, it's always a punishment for sex. Teenage sex ends in being slaughtered. That's one thing that we learn. I like your idea. I think that's a good way to end the whole thing. It's just by killing everyone mercilessly. And Kylo Ren is the last one, or what happens? Then he marries General Hux.
At that point, then we can actually start the movie, and it's 5 years into the future. I want Rey to be attached to either Skywalker lineage or Kenobi. Mm-hmm. I want her to be connected in some way. I did say something earlier. EVS is gonna get mad at me, but I said Rose just never needs to be mentioned again ever.
Why? Why not?
She's a terrible character.
No, wrong. She's not.
Everybody in my chat said EVS is gonna hate this.
Yeah, no, Rose is gonna.
They were asking for her to be killed in that scene, and I was like, no, she's just not going to be mentioned ever again. She's going to be like the person that, you know, we've all had that guy that clocked out for lunch one day and never came back to work. That's what Rose will be. Like, she just clocked out at the end of The Last Jedi and never showed back up for work.
She had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah,
it's awful.
No, I still remember my theory. She went into a coma, and Luke is in her mind training her to be a Jedi while she's in a coma. And when she comes out of the coma, she's fully formed, super powerful Jedi.
Yes.
Can she be Colleen Wing when she wakes up?
No.
Okay. I'm just asking. I'm trying to see what kind of rules we're working here. That's all.
I like Cecil's ideas. I don't like Jeremy's ideas at all. No, Cecil, good ideas. Jeremy's bad ideas. I'm so sorry, but
Jeremy man bad. Jeremy man bad.
Jeremy man bad. Orange Jeremy man bad.
Geek man. They call me Geek Man on so Geek Man bad. Geek Man bad. Yeah, on my channel, it's always Geek Man bad.
Well, in any case, the Star Wars Holiday Special didn't get to premiere Rose. That is the one thing that is wrong with it, in my opinion. Okay, so let me just finish reading this article. By the time The Empire Strikes Back premiered in 1980, the franchise was quickly back on track. Now owned by Disney, the movie series is arguably more popular than ever. Jeremy, would you like to argue whether or not it's more popular than ever?
Right now, it is definitely not more popular than ever, and anybody that says that is not paying attention.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
How do you come to that conclusion? Solo was the first Star Wars film that's ever lost money. That's where we're at. Resistance. I don't even know what the Resistance, how the ratings are or whatever, but that's objectively wrong in every aspect to say that.
I agree. All right, so with J.J. Abrams in the director's chair, with new movies continuing to hit theaters and achieving mass success, the lambasted TV special is now nothing more than an embarrassing footnote in an otherwise phenomenal legacy. Screw whoever wrote this. Screw you. In addition to never airing on television again, the Star Wars Holiday Special has also never received a proper home video release. It can still only be viewed by way of copies made by fans who'd recorded the special when it first aired. For years, it was highly sought by Star Wars collectors looking to see everything from the franchise, good or bad. The advent of the internet has now made it much easier to find, and if you're curious enough to see it for yourself, and noble enough, and good enough, and a person with taste, you won't need to look too far. Thanks to YouTube, you can check out the entire program. So make sure that you guys do that this holiday season. Get your family around. By the way, this will be a good way to irritate your loved ones. Get them around, get some hot cocoa, get some cookies, some pie, apple pie, and then turn on the Star Wars Holiday Special, okay? And see how long they can make it in. Now, if you can make it past the Wookiees, how long? Like 5 minutes of the Wookiees in the opening? I think you're in good shape to finish it out. There are little oases of good things spread throughout the Star Wars Holiday Special that'll keep you interested. You get a peek at Carrie Fisher. You get a peek at Mark Hamill. You get a lot of Harrison Ford. You get a great cut scene from Star Wars: A New Hope of Darth Vader walking down the corridors of the Death Star and making plans to ruin people's holidays like the Grinch. It's worth watching, Jeremy.
I think someone said Pablo said it's canon. I think you need to get Pablo on the channel and talk to him about this.
Well, I've asked him to come on many times. He's always too busy for me. He's always too busy.
Busy guy.
I understand that, but I mean, still, he has fans here, and it would be great if he did actually join us once or twice. I would sing this to him. Pablo Hidalgo is where JJ's call goes about the Lucasfilm universe. I could curse when I think about what you did to Han Solo. Pablo Hidalgo, where did your balls go in Kathleen Kennedy's purse? Nothing's worse than seeing that woman as your mom. And he does. Solo's a bomb. And the DVD sales weren't very good. Because that movie will never break even. Pablo Hidalgo. Lucasfilm Story Group is full of cucks. Thank you very much. So if Pablo Hidalgo did come on the show, I'd be happy to sing to him. And that would be a good thing. By the way, did you see, Jeremy, that they were really hoping, speaking of Solo, a Soy War story, they were hoping that the DVD sales would help break that movie even.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about that a while back.
Yeah, they really did have to. I mean, all they really needed to do was sell the same amount of DVDs as Force Awakens. So they needed to make $100 million, and if they made $100 million on Solo DVDs, they would be at break-even point, and from there, it's all gravy. They could do it. What do you think of that?
I think most people will pick it up at Ollie's in a few weeks because the shelves are very full.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't looked at the sales though. I think you did a video on that, but do we have any details on the sales yet?
Yeah. All right. So they needed to make $100,000 on Solo on Blu-ray in order to break even, and they were pretty sure that they could do it. Sales did come back, and let me just show you where we're at right now. Here we go. So 32,780,000. That's
ouch.
Yeah, that's they fell short, and this is just of course this is the gross. This is not the net. This is not how much money they are receiving. They need to actually make $100,000 in profits in order to break even, and we're not even close.
No.
So yeah.
How much did The Force Awakens make?
Force Awakens actually netted $82 million in video sales.
There's no way.
Yeah.
No, I mean, The Force Awakens is like the 4th best-selling Blu-ray ever. So
Yeah.
there's no way Solo. I mean, it's over. It's over.
They were really hoping, Jeremy. I think their attitude was, well, I mean, everybody went to go see The Force Awakens, so maybe that sales number is low. Now, what if nobody goes to see a Star Wars movie? Surely the DVD sales will go through the roof, right? No, that's not the way it worked, unfortunately. All right, let me read some super chats. Thank you guys for all of the super chats. Appreciate you. Dayton Pfeiffer says, I hope that the High Council and everyone else will have a good Thanksgiving and have good amounts of pie. Thank you, Dayton. Matt Horkin says, yesterday was the 20th anniversary of Half-Life 1. Did you know that, Jeremy?
I did not, but Half-Life 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. So,
Wow.
And we need a Half-Life 3, but it's never happening, unfortunately.
Yeah. By the way, this Thanksgiving is the 55th anniversary of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. So that is also interesting. Is that interesting or no?
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Jonathan Hurst, thanks for the show. Can we get a song tonight? You got 2 songs tonight. Acura77 says, call in an emergency co-host. You're good, but better when you have somebody to banter with. Well, that's why Jeremy's here with me tonight. Steve Fernald says, hey, EVS, if you were to have a talk show on Sirius, what would it be called? Jeremy, can you help me? What can we call this talk show? The Cecil Show. I would just call it the Cecil.
Would you call it the Cecil Show?
No.
I don't know.
Well, it would get people in hoping to see Cecil, and Cecil would never be there.
Live and Pie. Not Live and High, Live and Pie.
Live and Pie. I like that. Yeah. Cecil, is Cecil still here?
Yeah, I just stepped out for a minute. I had to reset my modem. I wasn't getting everything's back.
All right, Cecil, I need you to think up a name for my Sirius radio show, my talk show. Can you help me?
Yeah, I'll think of a name for you.
Okay, let me know when you have it. Okay, so because it's imminent. You know, my talk show on Sirius is going to happen, and of course, you're going to be a guest star. Jeremy will be too.
And what will the topic be? Regular pop culture, or is it going to be your take on like politics or?
Yeah, I think like global politics. I mean, that's where we go. Like, you know, I'm known for talking about Star Wars. So I think, you know, the next logical step is global politics. So people know how. I think people respect my views on Rian Johnson enough that they're willing to hear my views about the rest of the world. So yeah. So, you know, help me out with that, and that'd be great. Jeremy would definitely help as well. I would put Jeremy in charge of studying the politics of Zimbabwe.
If anybody who has a good opinion of Pablo Hidalgo or Rian Johnson pretty much has a grip on the Rwandan situation. Or at least the Wakandan situation.
Very, very important issue. It's near and dear to my heart. So,
yeah, I'm going the way of Sargon of Akkad. You know, I'm gonna getting into politics big time. Okay, yeah, sure. Swinging Cod says, as a Skins fan, Sunday was the 33rd anniversary of LT turning Theismann's leg into a spaghetti noodle. A lot of things happened this week. A lot of big things happened.
And then Alex Smith got the same thing. Same thing happened to Alex Smith, and it was ugly. Oh, that was ugly. Alex Smith had his leg snapped just like Theismann, and it was ugly.
Ugh. Wow.
Yeah. And he says, and I like the holiday special, like a car crash. Well, I mean, you know.
But you call it the Holocaust special. It was not a Holocaust. It was terrible.
The Star Wars Holocaust special? That's awful. That is terrible.
And what they did to poor Art Carney. That man was another comedy legend with the Honeymooners, and he's there screwing around with Lumpy.
Oh, it was so embarrassing, dude. I know how you feel about that. Gojirify says, will you make Jeremy a werewolf? Cecil, you know about this whole werewolf thing, right?
I have not been turned yet, so I would be tricking Jeremy if I was going to tell him I was going to turn him into a werewolf.
Do you want to explain to Jeremy what the werewolf thing is? Because Jeremy doesn't know.
I'm a big fan of Silver Bullet, so I'm pretty.
Are you? How big of a fan are you of Silver Bullet?
What would you do?
That was a terrifying movie when I was a kid. So
yeah, that had the Corey Haim wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
And would you like werewolf powers? But with powers that you could control, not the curse, but you could turn into a werewolf, have super strength, agility, healing.
You'd be Teen Wolf, essentially.
Teen Wolf, basically.
And that's the equivalent of what I do when I go live on YouTube and all the SJWs show up, and I just make them cry. So,
right. But
yes, absolutely, I would totally take that offer.
Okay. But what if there was only one way to become a werewolf in this world, and that would be to be sodomized by an existing werewolf?
I'll stay right where I'm at.
Okay.
So far, it's just me and John Mellon.
Yeah, there are only two people that are willing to go through that.
I think if you saw me and John running around as werewolves, you'd be like, you know what? Okay.
You would think it was cool, or what do you mean? They would.
I think I think our pack would grow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You don't have to enjoy it. It's just going to be,
Yeah. But listen, John Malin put it in an interesting way. He just kind of said, it's just a single injection. You know, when you look at it that way, like it's what the injection is and where it is, and
How did this become a topic? I'm just curious.
No, somebody asked just now, Gojir, if I said, would you make Jeremy a werewolf? Now my answer is no, because I am not a werewolf and I'm not doing that. But
also keep in mind that the werewolves that me and John Mellon are still less gay than the Twilight werewolves.
Yeah.
Being less gay is not really a good stance. I mean, if you're gay, you're gay.
Right. You don't need to. There are no degrees of gay. Right.
Yeah. So you're kind of.
Well, they kind of are. They're kind of are. Liberace versus what's another gay guy? That's
John Mellon.
John.
Clearly.
I'm sorry, that hit me. I can normally keep it straight, but that was effed up. All right, the Grand Inquisitor. Thanks for so sorry, Jeremy. Uncle E, I think you should consider calling some of these media sites you read from sewage tier for some of the shit they spew. Invite Mecha Random 42. Okay. Johnny Dollar, thanks for $5. Says EVS, Star Wars HS holiday special thoughts. B. Arthur, what the F? Debutante Boba Fett for the win. Wookiee cyber sex, what the F? Yeah, in that order, in that order. But I still think B. Arthur wasn't all that upsetting. And, a matronly barmaid like B. Arthur serving you liquor straight to your skull.
I'll agree with that. B. Arthur actually had the choice role in the entire special. She actually had a character that you cared about. She had the shop and it was going to be shut down. And for a brief moment, there was something to care about in that whole thing. But then she started singing and
that pissed you off, the singing.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
So that's the point. That's the point you got mad, Cecil?
No, once I saw Art Carney in there, my heart broke.
I don't know why, and with his shirt unbuttoned all the way, by the way. Art Carney with his shirt unbuttoned to his navel. I mean, it's like, I like Art Carney, but I don't want to see him looking like Styx Hexenhammer 666. I really don't. It was a weird situation there.
I tapped out at the porn scene. So
I wish he would have called Harvey Korman Chef of the Future. Just one little shout out.
Yeah. All right, Chihuahua Jeremy, by the way. There's a new Jeremy. Chihuahua Jeremy says, roof, roof, bark, roof, roof, bark, bark, bark. Stone Cold Jeremy says, I would sit through the Star Wars holiday special with you. We'll drink plenty of vodka and beer and eat lots of pie. That is the plan. NPC Caps says, getting shampoo in your pie really stings. Would not recommend. By the way, he did an NPC version of my logo, which is fantastic, except it's smiling. It doesn't need to be smiling. TJ, the Last Jedi Screwjob, thanks for $9.99. Wasn't the point of feminism for women to feel better about their bodies? Yet, when artists draw Jean Grey in skin-tight outfits, they cry sexism. What about Cyclops? Can see every detail. This is all true. It's all true. Winning Jeremy says, now I'm winning. Well, there are a lot of Jeremys in here. If Rey is a clone, she got the idea off of you. There are a lot of Jeremys.
Yeah, they Lucasfilm, they're paying attention, and there's no creativity over there. So I expect a check in the mail, Lucasfilm.
Yeah, Cruel Sorrow says, is Jeremy going to attend Jeremy Con? Are you going to attend Jeremy Con?
That's a good one right there. It's the Jer Army. So like Gray Force 11 says, Jer Army is on duty. Yeah. So the Jer Army is we are growing every day. Our power continues to grow. Every tier from an NPC means a new Jeremy is thrust into the Jer Army, and we cannot be stopped. The more you cry, the more we multiply.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Darth Requel Mai says, Anna, the Pink Leader 1, Star Wars girl, bring her on. Laughing. Is Anna even here? Is Anna in the chat?
She was earlier.
Okay. Laughing Man says, I'm 100% for the Pie Council road trip. Johnny Dollar says, Jeremy spoken High Council to Jeremy spoken.
Woo!
Would you? Why isn't that your theme song?
Everybody talks about Pearl Jam every time I go live. So it's a great song, and I remember that was back in the day when MTV had their top 10 videos, kids videos or something that musicians used to actually release. I know you don't know anything about those, but so November Rain was like number one for it felt like 11 straight weeks or 12. It was like a record. Great song, by the way. Guns N' Roses.
No, dumb.
You don't like November Rain?
No, it's stupid. What do you mean nothing lasts forever? Not even cold November rain. It can last 31 days tops. No, 30 days.
So great.
It's so Axl Rose was a bonehead. You can't write lyrics like that.
Axl.
He says
Axl's
He
legend,
says
dude.
Nothing lasts forever. Not even cold November rain. No, of course, November lasts for 30 days tops. I mean, it is the definition of finite. There's no situation in which November rain could last longer than 30 days,
but
because then
it feels like forever because it's so cold.
It could be October rain. It could be December rain. No.
I'm looking at the chat to see. So we're getting interesting responses.
Everyone agrees with me. Everyone does.
Married to Stephanie. What's her name? Seymour. Was that her name? The model.
Oh yeah. Remember, he had like a midget next to her. She was
the bigger point here is that Pearl Jam Jeremy dethroned November Rain from the top spot. It took Jer Army to make it happen.
That's correct. Jeremy, now your advice to Axl Rose, if you're a big alpha male rock star, like the lead singer of a heavy metal, like not heavy metal, but rock band, like Axl Rose was, and you're secretly 4'6" tall, like don't marry a super tall supermodel, right? And then if you do,
don't get mad at her and punch her because she's so tall,
right?
Because and then piss the rest of the band off and destroy them and ruin all the momentum they had. So,
can I ask you a question about the Jer Army? Is it don't ask, don't tell?
No. At first, I thought you were going Fight Club on me, but clearly that's not the direction.
That's
you
not
were
what he
going
meant.
No, I know.
He meant werewolves.
He meant werewolves. So I don't know how to answer that.
Sarah Whiskey says Axl always punches up. That's correct. He does.
He got into a karate fight with Tommy Hilfiger, and I think he lost.
Have you guys seen? I mean, apparently GNR is still like making people pour into their concerts, but Axl's so bad now. He's so bad.
He's the lead singer of AC/DC now.
It's so bad, but I love old school Guns N' Roses, no doubt about it. I love it.
Like
so.
Yeah, welcome to the jungle.
He's got to wear the bandana on his head because he got the plugs in the 80s, and now he has a doll head because he shaved it.
Yeah. Listen, no, Axl Rose, that first album, Welcome to the Jungle, still sounds good, no matter what.
Appetite for Destruction.
Paradise City.
1989.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Was it 89? Yeah, maybe 87.
I remember it. We were like Metallica, Megadeth kids. We were listening to MOD and SOD and all of that, and like we thought Guns N' Roses was cool, even though they were glam. Like they were mostly glam rock. Like we associated them with Poison and Cinderella and all those
they were
bands.
The next level up from Poison and Cinderella.
Well, they were in between. Like they were cool. They weren't really wearing makeup and teasing their hair out, but they kind of were at the same time. They weren't, but they kind of were.
He did wear bicycle shorts on stage.
Yeah,
he did. Him
and the lead singer from In Living Color too.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
No, but Axl, man, Axl was he had it all, man, and he just pissed it all away, man, because he was an ultimate douchebag, just like Scott Stapp from Creed. That guy was a mega douchebag.
Yeah, but he never had it all, though.
No, he was never on top like Axl was, definitely.
Like Guns N' Roses. Think about how big of a band Guns N' Roses were. They were easily as big as U2. You know, you want to think about like Aerosmith, U2, like the biggest rock bands in the world that can fill stadiums that everybody kind of likes
in the world.
Yeah. And then it's like all of a sudden he's gone. Like Axl Rose is just gone. And by the way, aside from his song for Terminator 2,
You
Could Be Mine. They never, aside from Appetite for Destruction, they never came back and did another good song. They covered like weird shit. Like they covered, Knocking
on Heaven's Door.
Knocking on Heaven's Door, but that other, I don't have rainy days since I don't have you. What are you doing singing that? What was that? Like he was just like, they're out of material. Like you got the sense that they were completely out of material.
Well, you talked about U2, and somebody's mentioned U2 in the chat. I don't know anything about U2 other than every time Bono goes somewhere, he's like treated like God. I don't know their music. I mean, I've heard a few of their songs, obviously, but like I don't get the appeal for U2. I don't know why Bono is treated like, just a god on earth everywhere he goes. It's crazy to me.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, first of all, if Bono ran for office in Ireland, okay, in the UK, he would win. And Axl Rose, had he stayed the course and not been a dickhead, like Bono's a dickhead, but he's a different kind of dickhead, he would have been equally as powerful today. Easily.
I agree.
I could see Axl having Pence's job if he kept his shit together.
I can actually see that too. Can you imagine that? Donald Trump and Axl Rose. I'd still vote that ticket. Trump Rose. MAGA. Absolutely.
That would be great.
Yeah.
I really was hoping. I was wondering. I was like, is Trump actually going to pull like a celebrity vice president? That would have been so funny,
Yeah.
So.
Wait a second. Max Hammer says Ethan is crazy. Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 was great. What was on Use Your Illusion?
November.
Was that November Rain?
November Rain. Yeah.
It was
That
2
wasn't
albums.
good.
Your Illusion 1 and 2. Yeah.
Well, what else was on there? There was another song. I'm sorry, I don't like November Rain. You guys, every time we talk about this, I
Okay,
have to
I don't
play it on the piano, and everybody gets mad at me.
Appetite for Destruction is their best album. I kind of lost interest after that. Although the other one, what was the one before that? Lies.
So-
GNR Lies was a good album.
So you've discussed this November Rain issue before?
Yeah. Actually, this is about the 4th time it's come up.
Don't Cry. Don't Cry was an amazing song. That was on Use Your Illusion. Oh, so good. Live and Let
Hold
Die.
on. Live and Let Die was shit. Again, that's a home party song. Why are they playing like they're covering just weird random stuff?
Don't Cry is a great song.
All right, Don't Cry might be all right. Hang on.
Don't Cry is a great song.
Don't Cry. What is on Use Your Illusion 2?
Let me look and see.
Track listing. Civil War, 14 Years, Yesterday's, Knocking on Heaven's Door. See, another cover.
Yesterday's is a good one.
Yesterday's is good. Civil War is good.
You Could Be Mine is on there. I do like that song.
Yes, that is a really good song. Knocking on Heaven's Door, which you said, obviously a remake, but it was still a great remake.
Yeah. But people are blaming me like I'm not talking about this is my taste in music. I don't have, this isn't what I listen to. But I was there, when it all came out, obviously, and I thought the same stuff then. I was just like, what are you guys doing? Like, where's your new stuff, man? Where's your good? But I will say this, Chinese Democracy, just that lead song, it's overproduced. It is good, man.
Oh, definitely.
That song is great.
Buckethead was the guitarist.
I can't remember when Buckethead. The first time I remember seeing Buckethead was on the an MTV Awards. He was out there, and I'm like, "What the hell is this?"
Sick. He is awesome.
Yeah. What's your opinion of Metallica?
I love Metallica. Metallica.
Okay.
Maybe not recent.
Some of the recent stuff, no, but like the Black Album,
Yep.
And Justice for All, my favorite Metallica song.
Yeah.
I like the video version better with the clips from the movie than the actual album version of one.
Why is everybody mad at me in the chat?
Why not?
I didn't do nothing wrong.
You got into a fight with Darth Vader.
Well, yeah, but he picked that fight with me. He did pick that fight.
Because Christopher Reeve didn't give him credit for working him out. You know how every Hollywood celebrity should give credit to their work, to whoever trained them at all times.
Let me see. How do you play one?
Wait, wasn't he also in Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Who?
David Prowse. Wasn't he Rocky? Wasn't he the big Frankenstein?
No.
Who was that huge dude?
I have no idea.
He was in Clockwork Orange, though. He was the bodyguard in Clockwork Orange.
I'll figure it out.
You were close.
Yeah, I was close. I can play the whole thing, and then I sing it really cheesy on the chorus. I'm like, landmine has taken my arms, taken my sight, taken my hearing, taken my soul, left me with a life in hell. And I sing it like that, and it's really cheesy and fun. So that's my version of that song. And I used to play it at the Wizard conventions. I'd bring a keyboard around. When I was doing Wizard Comic Cons, like you had to do panel discussions, and nobody comes to panel discussions anymore, especially not for artists. They don't want to hear what artists have to say. They only come to the big panel discussions that are run by the companies themselves. So Dan DiDio's there and like all the big writers. But Wizard couldn't get any of these people to come to their conventions, and yet they still wanted to have panel discussions. So they put me up there, and like nobody would come. I'd be in a big room, and there'd be like 16 people in the audience. So I started bringing a piano with me. I started bringing a keyboard, and I'd plug it in, and people would say, somebody would ask me a question. They'd say, "Hey, what do you think about Guy Gardner, blah, blah, blah?" And I'd say, "That's a good question." And then I'd start playing a song instead of answering it. And that's how my panel discussions went. And they just blew up from there. That's how the song Wolverine is Gay came to be from those panel discussions. So good stuff. All right, so hold on a second. Let me get back to these super chats for a second. Now, everybody's mad at me about music. Everybody's mad at me about Metallica, about U2. None of this is, these aren't reasons to be mad at me. Not at all. MW77 says, excited for Carl Weathers and the Wamandalorian. Is Carl Weathers going to be in that?
In what?
And the Wamandalorian.
I don't even know what that is.
The Mandalorian.
Oh, the Mandalorian.
It's the Wamandalorian.
I did hear rumors that I don't know if it was official or not. I did hear his name thrown around about the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Let's see. Jeff is sick means he's been arrested, says GoJerify. That is true. Comic book ASM artist says Stilk and Metal Tim, #1 by Konstantinos, is out. Order it on Rising Sun Comics website store, both physical and digital. Follow at Costas7911 for more. Costas is spelled with a K. Downshift says, have you watched a TIE Fighter short film yet? It's 7 minutes long. Perfect High Council material. It's an amazing fan's labor of love. Took 4 years. Jeremy, that seems like something that's right up your alley. Have you seen that?
I have not seen it. I don't watch a lot of those fan films, but they get suggested to me all the time. So I'm gonna have to take some time and watch some of these fan films.
You saw the Batman vs. Vader one though, right?
I did see that one.
That
yes.
was excellent.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
That was cool.
And there may or may not have been discussions between myself and Ivan about a potential Star Wars fan film in the distant future. There might that might have been discussed. I don't know. I don't know anybody in the know. I'm just saying that might have been discussed by he and I. Maybe.
I love that idea, and I really do hope it happens. I mean, you actually should be in movies, and Ivan is the perfect guy to collaborate with. It's good to know people who are so talented.
Yep. And I will be in California next week to finish that big project we have been teasing everybody about. So I'll be in California.
Know, though.
No, they don't.
Right?
They don't know.
Okay.
They don't know.
Right.
They don't know. You know, but they don't.
All right.
So, see, EVS is moving up in the world. He's getting insider info from Geeks and Gamers. I think he's finally going to start elevating and getting a platform, and people are going to start acknowledging him now.
Yeah, I keep the confidence too. I don't want to stop the flow of information, so I keep my mouth shut about it. But I mean, it is pretty exciting news.
By the way, EVS, I haven't told you this. My webmaster, I was meeting with my webmaster for geeksandgamers.com last week, and he brought up you, and he said, we wrote an article about you leaving Comicsgate, and then of course you were back before I think we got it published. But he said, we've written like 2 or 3 articles about EVS. He said, every time that guy's name is in our headlines, man, we get so much traction.
Really?
I was like, man, EVS is a rock star, man. So
Wow.
I think you get a kick out of that. So
people love to hate me. They love to love Cecil. That's why I keep Cecil around me, because Cecil attracts love and good vibes. But yeah, it is true. Did I come back to? I didn't come back to Comicsgate. I just kind of said, no, I'm Comicsgate. You clowns don't understand what I'm even talking about. The weird thing was, people were like, you're not even really Comicsgate. Jeremy, this was what was so frustrating about that. A bunch of Comicsgaters told me I wasn't really Comicsgate. And so I said, yeah, all right. I thought about it, and I went, yeah, you're probably right. I probably am not Comicsgate. I'm probably just part of like the answer to what Comicsgate wants. So I guess I'm not Comicsgate. And then you know what happened directly after that? All the NPCs said Comicsgate's dead because Ethan left. So what kind of message is that? I mean, it's like, oh, wait, maybe I was. Evidently, even if like Comicsgaters didn't think I was Comicsgate, anti-Comicsgaters definitely thought I was Comicsgate. So I went, okay, no, I still believe in Comicsgate, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, that was
it's the same process with them. The more they try, like these NPCs, they don't care about this stuff. They don't. They have no interest in it, but they love to talk about it, and they love to try to ruin it, and they only help what they try to ruin. It's an endless cycle with them, and it's hilarious. Like, name one thing that the SJWs have actually succeeded in making successful. Name one thing. You can't, because it's not out there. Everything they get involved with, they hurt it. Yeah. They either hurt it, but they hurt what they're trying to do. So like right now, they were like, oh, Star Wars is this social platform, and they've hurt their cause, and they've hurt Star Wars in the process. It's what happens every time. But then, like with you, they go after you because they have no interest in this. They go after you, and Comicsgate is done now. Oh no, wait, EVS isn't going to sit around and let that happen. And now you've done the Sleeping Giant, and now it's just Comicsgate's going to be stronger than it ever was now.
I talked to my wife about this nonstop. I'm just like, Comicsgate is really, really important to me. And it's like, I think about it all the time, and I think about like, how we can move this to the next step. I'm like, these people really are ruining comics. It's sad. Did you see that, Jeff, the new World Class Bullshitters video that he put up about the 250,000 Marvel comics that were dumped on Ollie's? I mean, it's just like,
and that's where I got the line that's where Solo will be in 2 weeks.
Oh my God. Hopefully not. No, I don't think so. I think he'll print the order. But no.
I meant the Blu-rays. I was talking about the Blu-rays. Not Jeff's. No.
Solo. No, the Blu-rays will definitely be there, but nobody wants those except for me. I bought one. But yeah, like when you see that and you just go, oh my God, like these books, nobody wants them. I can't wait to see more of these videos. I was so sad that Toys R Us closed just because World Class Bullshitters wouldn't do those videos with the silly elevator music anymore. Yeah. Like pawing through unwanted product. But that's, that is the thing. That's what they're doing. These NPCs are driving people away. Anti-comic skaters, these social justice warriors are actively driving fans away from the comics. And when fans don't feel like they're welcome, fans don't buy your shit. You have to make people feel welcome, like they belong. And I talk to my wife about this all the time. I'm like, that's what Comicsgate needs to do. And we need to make people feel welcome. They're a part of this fandom. It's important. We love them. We need them. We want them to support our product. We want them to support the cause and believe in it and be a part of it. Otherwise, what happens to Marvel Comics and Ollie's is going to happen to us. I can sell a comic book to anyone, Jeremy. Comic books are awesome. And if you give them a great product and you give them a reason to buy it, you get them excited about it, and you get them into the story and involved with the creation and making of the product, and then don't call them Nazis, you're going to sell your comic book. I don't know why they can't figure this out. So, it is important to me. And when I was horrified when they started saying Comicsgate is dead because Ethan left, horrified. I went, no, everyone stay put. And I started to see some like Yellow Flash go, I'm out too, man. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? No. Don't get discouraged. No, you can't let these people win.
You demoralized everyone.
Oh, I did? I didn't mean to demoralize people. Cecil, are you being serious?
No.
Oh.
Is he ever?
I was like, that sounded really serious and that broke my heart. I was about to cry. No. You can't, man. Comicsgate's too important because Comicsgate is about preserving what's good about the comic book industry, and we can't leave it to people who don't care about the comic book industry. And when you look at these comic books that they're putting out, they clearly don't care. They just don't care. So we have to care twice as much. And thank you for that soapbox. I know this is the High Council, and I don't really do Comicsgate Live anymore, but I still kind of feel it, and I have to talk about it now and then. Is that okay, Jeremy?
I'll let it slide this time. Of course.
All right. All right, so let me finish reading these. Let's see. TLJ Screwjob says, was watching Clownfish TV, and they had a good point. Entertainment, Lucasfilm, etc. says, quote, don't like The Last Jedi? Racist. Fans, F you too. Lucasfilm, why don't you buy things anymore? Well, that's exactly what I was just saying, TLJ Screwjob. It's like, you can't treat the fans this way and expect them to stick around. They will not tolerate the abuse. They just won't tolerate it. So, you have to, and this is the thing. If you don't want to get your stuff dumped off at Ollie's, treat people kindly, treat your fans with love and respect, draw them in close, and find out what it is they're looking for. They're how your whole industry is going to survive. Laura, it's a short story. Thanks for $5. House full of NPC family members watching MSNBC on my TV. I'm hiding on the back porch drinking bourbon straight from the bottle. Pray for me. Can you imagine?
Yeah. I could imagine that easily.
Yeah, that's
the last part at least.
Are you drinking tonight, Cecil? What do you have?
I have a bottle of Miller and a glass of bourbon.
I had 2 drinks tonight, but I don't think, because my dad's here. It was a weird thing. Like, my dad's Mormon and everything. Like, they're Mormon. So, like, I snuck a drink. It's a creepy thing to sneak a drink in your own house. I'm like, there. We have Coca-Cola and like Sprite out there. I'm like, I'm putting a little Seagrams in this, and I hope my dad doesn't notice. Like I turned my back to him and did it.
What a
And
rebel.
I know. It's like I'm 16 years old, and you know my dad's in the house.
Making drinks behind your dad's back.
It's my house, you know. But
Swig
yeah,
Wasn't me anymore.
swig of water for the working man. That's what Jeremy's drinking.
absolutely, that's a good thing. That's a good thing too. Gojirify says, "Is that my main generator you're targeting, or are you just happy to see me?" David Stevens says, "Hello, Jeremy. Finally got your care package. Where can I send it to? Sorry to be the one to keep asking."
It's a PO Box 10057, Pensacola, Florida 32524. That is PO Box 10057, Pensacola, Florida 32524.
Beautiful.
And thank
beautiful.
you. And thank you. I appreciate it, David. Don't ever apologize for asking me. You can ask me. I tell everybody, just stay on me. If you got questions, if you're trying to get in contact with me, stay on me. You don't bother me. This is what I'm here for. So that's my job.
Well, Jeremy, do you ever get weird stuff in your PO box, like dangerous stuff, or your fans are mostly nice to you? I mean,
so
you have
far,
some...
so good. So far, so good.
Yeah.
I mean, and it is. It's been incredible. The things that people have sent, and it's humbling as hell. It really is. Star Wars for Life, who's in the chat right now. She's sent.
She's great.
She's great. She even started an Instagram account for me, a fan page on Instagram. She's been doing a great job. I've gotten some vintage G.I. Joe figures. I've gotten some T-shirts that people made, with my likeness on them. It's been great. So no, at this point, nothing of concern at this point. But it's still early on.
What do you do with that T-shirt? Do you wear a T-shirt with your own likeness?
I mean, I haven't. I feel kind of weird wearing a T-shirt with my likeness, but there is a cool one that someone designed. Ahsoka with the Geeks and Gamers logo.
Oh, that's cool.
And it worked out really cool. I actually think we want to. And I'm actually the guy who sent me the T-shirts. I'm actually working with him to start designing some future Geeks and Gamers T-shirts. So
nice.
Because I liked some of the designs that he made, and so yeah, it's pretty cool.
What's more obnoxious, to wear a T-shirt with your own picture on it, or to give somebody as a gift a picture with your face on it?
I would do that. Here's a T-shirt with my face on it.
Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Totally giving the T-shirt is that's amazing. So,
Cecil, you could get away with that though. Like you could totally get away with that.
Yeah, but I had a Captain America's Christmas sweater last year, but I got so goddamn fat it looked like silly putty. His face was still distorted.
I love it. All right, so the Grand Inquisitor says Jer with a Z32. Nice. Better be a stick though.
It is a stick. It is. Excellent. 5-speed.
TLG Screwjob again. Thanks for all the super chats tonight. TLG Screwjob. Great name too. Was watching the Weekly Pool podcast a while ago, and Comic Storian says he didn't like Riri being Iron Man because, quote, she only appeared in a few back issues and then was Iron Man. What are back issues? Back issues are issues that are not current. So, once an issue it's no longer new, it goes into a bin and it becomes a back issue that you have to seek out. So if you're not a comic book fan, that's what that terminology means. Aaron Rodgers is the GOAT acknowledger, Jeremy. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. Aaron Rodgers is the greatest of all time, just like me.
You fuckers.
There's so many Jeremys like now. It's unbelievable. There are tons of Jeremys. You know how difficult it is? It takes time to make a new account. And they do this just to torture you.
Caitlin Alba is keeping up with every single one of these Jeremys. She's done an incredible job. It's like 100 and something at this point. She's constantly updating her little dry erase board. So it's just it's very cool to see it. Very cool. Go Red Letter Meteor on you guys. So very cool. Very cool.
Well,
so there she is. Caitlin's right there. Caitlin, the keeper of Jeremys.
Oh, there she is.
There are 139.
139 Jeremys. When I first got my Facebook account, I looked up everyone whose name was Ethan Van and then something else. Like all the Dutch people whose name were Ethan and then Van something. And I just wanted to form a legion of Ethans. And it would just be this thing where I had like Ethan Van blah, Ethan Van this person, Ethan Van tons of Ethan Vance. I have like 60 of them. And I just want to form a whole party, like a whole group of Ethan Vans. But I think only 10 of them responded to my Facebook request, but I appreciate it. Nicholas Glenn says Jeff Doomcock says Exozone this Saturday night. Jeff isn't here, but what's Exozone anyway?
That's,
do you know?
I think that's some live stream for that Doomcock does. We talked about it the week you weren't there. The Doomcock filled in, and so they talked about that. So I'll let Jeff know. Okay.
TLJ Screwjob again. I didn't miss the Ewok movie watch party, did I? No, we never did it, did we?
No, we didn't. We're all so busy. We keep having things come up left and right. I'm to the point now where I can't even keep up anymore. Yeah, you see how busy EVS is. He couldn't. Yeah. He forgot about High Council because I figure you were sleeping because that one week you couldn't make it because you've been up for 20 something straight hours working.
I couldn't do it. Yeah, I was like, yeah. But no, I was getting into the shower and I saw you calling and I was like, I can't answer the phone I can't talk to Jeremy when I'm naked. You know what I mean? So I just ignored your phone call and got dressed and ran downstairs. Like it'd be weird to be like, "Hello, Jeremy. Yeah, I'm naked right now." No.
I'm very happy that you didn't. I'm very happy.
Yeah. It's just weird, It's weird.
Not in a shower. If you were in a bubble bath, sure, but not in a shower.
Yeah, I'd answer the phone in a bubble bath. Absolutely. That's very Hollywood. That's cool.
I'm never calling you again, just out of fear that you might answer naked.
I might be naked most of the time. Like, just presume I'm naked at all times.
Yeah.
Well, we should do, by the way, though, we really should do the Ewok movies. Or this, Jeremy. Let me run this by you.
I hate those filthy Ewoks. They're no werewolves, I'll tell you that.
We have a new Jeremy, 40 Jeremys now, 140 Jeremys. So Smeagol Jeremy, you are precious to me, Jeremy.
We should do Clone Wars. Can we do Clone Wars commentaries? Just one episode?
Yeah.
Maybe 2 episodes, I need an excuse to watch the Clone Wars. So we can do that.
So great.
Yeah. All right,
I thought didn't you start the Clone Wars a while back?
I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes and I went, these are good. I got to do, and then I can't. Like, how am I supposed to pay attention? My head is down. You need to actually watch the Clone Wars. You can't just listen to it. That's the problem.
Right.
So I need to pay attention to it. And if I had you talking to me through it, like that would also be helpful. So, and make it extra fun. People are saying they would watch that. That's good. Okay. Maybe we'll do it. Let's see. TLG Screwjob says Headley wants that land so badly. Is that from Blazing Saddles?
Yes, that's Harvey Korman's character.
And Blazing Saddles is on Netflix now for anybody that wants to watch greatness.
Man was in Blazing Saddles, and now it's heartbreaking what that Lucas did to him and CBS.
I just don't think it was that big of a deal. I thought it was okay. I thought it was funny.
It was. It went on forever. It was as long as that jerk off scene with the grandfather. Everything went so long. It was like painful.
Yeah, I did. Everything went too long.
The little circus thing that went on forever too.
Yeah. It's the gay circus.
It never stopped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if any of those things happened and they were like, I would say a third of the length that they actually were, it would be kind of whimsical. You'd be like, whoa, this is kind of crazy.
Bang, bang, bang.
But they just torture you. I agree. I'd agree. All right. So TLG Screwjob again says, genuinely, Luke wakes up, turns to Mara Jade, says, quote, I had a really bad dream. They just have to follow up then. 2 tickets day 1. Stone Cold Jeremy says, I'd pay to see KK in a bit and a bridle. They just go to Lucasfilm. Mellow E says, Cecil is life. Hello. William Jenkins says that, hello. I love when Cecil pops in. You don't do that every time anymore. I have to actually notice you.
I don't want to break in. I'm not rude.
You could just be rude. I kind of see you as a kind of you would be the wacky next door neighbor character. You just walk in. For some reason, you just feel free to walk into people's houses and go, "Hey." I
always liked that guy.
Yeah,
it was Monroe on Too Close for Comfort.
Right, Kramer.
I definitely think that adds to it. You don't need to be polite when you just come in and you just make your presence known. I think that's the way you used to do it. Remember when we first started, when I had you on the High Council, you and EBS
would screamed it at him. He threw me out of it.
Well,
Oh yeah, what is he doing
irritates
here? What is he doing here?
How the fuck did he get that link?
By the way, all of those were animated and they're so funny. They're on YouTube right now. Cecil just shows up. He's like, "Hello." It's a cartoon. It is so funny. I want those once I learn how to do OBS. Like I'm gonna run those animated clips. Wow, like just before I come on. I'll
Art Carney Norton was the original neighbor that would just barge in without asking.
Do you need help with OBS?
Yeah, I don't know how to do it.
We'll talk after the show.
Okay, I mean, it's all about like it's making all the screens and things like that, like the screen with a cutout and all. It's all stuff that it seems like a pain in the ass. But
once you get it all set up, it's very easy, and you can, just like with me. When I don't know if you've seen like a lot of the videos I've been doing lately is with just my the camera in the corner, and I'm operating on the website that I'm on, talking about the article, and you can. It's really simple once you get it set up. So
yeah. All right, so Cecil is life. Hello, and then William Jenkins says the scene could be like the tavern basement scene in Inglourious Bastards. Everyone dies. That was a good scene. The Concerned Westerner says Rose Tico is a goddess. Jeremy, how dare you? I have done more for Kelly Marie Tran than her own parents have. I have made Rose Tico into a sex symbol, and nobody thought anybody could do that. I've got the full-size stand-up of Rose Tico looking at me all the time. She's always staring at me disapprovingly. Grouchy little potato just looking at me in a wig. And she's hot. She's sexy. She's hot. Crazy Manor 2003 says Rose gets drawn and quartered. Spidey Flash says, what if Rey was a Tano and she was so powerful because she's a reincarnation of the daughter's life force in Ahsoka from Mortis? Dave would have a hand in it and find a reason why Rey was left on Jakku.
Dave would never ever go for that. So
Dave doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't.
What if she was supposed to be killed, but the person lost their nerve and abandoned her instead?
What if everything was a dream?
I hope it is all a dream. It's a terrible nightmare.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine.
Going with some Biggie up in here. I like it.
TLG Screwjob says Force Unleashed had you fight Force Ghost Obi in the non-canon Dark Side DLC. It was so over the top because it was a literal joke, not for some roundhead jerk to say that makes sense.
Force Unleashed is a great game.
Yeah, I think I have it. No, I have Battlefront.
You have you have the old Battlefront or the new one?
The first one.
So like 2005 and all that?
No. I don't think it's newer than that. It's maybe 5 years old.
Then you've got the 2015 one.
Oh yeah, 2015 is right because I only played it once.
Then I'll tell you before the chat does. You don't have Battlefront because they're all fixing to tell you don't. I like Battlefront 2015 and I like Battlefront 2017, but the biggest crime on those games with they named them Battlefront because there's the original Battlefronts that are all-time great Star Wars games, and it was a massive mistake for them to call the new ones Battlefront. They should have named them something else, and it wouldn't have pissed people off so bad.
Why? Because it's not good, but you know what? They're not good games.
I personally enjoy them. They are pathetic imitations of the OG Battlefronts, and that's the problem. They are basically like Call of Duty Battlefield versions of Battlefront, and Battlefront had so much more to offer. And so look, you'll see the chat. They're all going to tell you how horrible they are.
Really?
I still get killed because people are telling me because I tell them I like the games. I acknowledge they're not great games, but I enjoy them. But the problem is, again, if they would have not named them Battlefront, that would have helped a little bit. But like Battlefront 2015 was strictly an online multiplayer. It had no campaign, no story, no anything like that. And that was a problem from the beginning because you announced Battlefront and everybody wanted a Battlefront 3. You announced Battlefront and it turned out that it was just this reskinned Battlefield with Star Wars characters. And again, I think it's good for what it is, but it's comparison to the OG Battlefronts, it's a terrible disaster.
What is OG? Is that on the 360? How do you play it?
Yes, you can get it on the original. Well, PlayStation. I played them on PlayStation, and you can also get them on PC.
All right, I have an Xbox 360 and a PlayStation 4. That's all I have.
All right, I'll get you set up. So, but you need to play some OG Battlefront. But you don't have. You need to get an Xbox. If you get an Xbox One, you can play. I'm pretty sure, chat. You have to let me know because I haven't played the Battlefront, the old school Battlefronts. But are they upscaled on the new Xbox Ones? Kind of like Knights of the Old Republic is. Are they upscaled graphically? They'll tell me here in a minute because I haven't played the Battlefront games on the upscaled 360 or the Xbox One. So, Jeremy, I have a guy. Yes. Okay. Higher res. Yes. Okay. So you need to get an Xbox, either One S or One X, and all the old school Star Wars games are available through downloadable. You can download them, and they're all upscaled. So, like if you played Battlefront 2015 at all, with not having knowledge of the old school Battlefronts, the first thing that's going to stand out to you is that the graphics are really they haven't aged as well. Anybody that played it back in the day is never going to have that problem because they have the nostalgia aspect. But so if you can get a newer Xbox, you can have the upscaled versions, and it'll help with the frame rate and everything like that. So,
well, I have Steam on my Alienware PC, but I don't know if that's good enough to play.
No, 100%. I forgot you had a heavy duty PC. I forgot about that because I remember you went to Best Buy to buy that. I remember that now.
Yeah. I spent $3,000 on a computer I don't know how to use.
And they're calling you a gamer boomer. So
yeah.
So you need to play it. Then you can play all these on PC. So yeah, there you go. Forget the Xbox aspect of it. So
Ethan Van Pong, they're calling you.
That's exactly right. That's not even a joke. It's serious. Like I love old games. Like I'll play Donkey Kong. I am the king of Kong. You know, those guys are posers. I'm the king of Kong and Frogger. But I will play. My son installed Steam on my Alienware, but he put it under his own account. And I don't know what he's thinking. Like he's going to sit in the basement. My son, my 19-year-old son, while he's just going, he thinks he's going to play Call of Duty or something. Mom, no, get out of here. I think I need my own Steam account.
Yeah, but with you having that, I forgot all about that though. Since you have that PC, you need to play these games on, and you can just stream them. And you get so many views because you'll be streamed. If you stream Knights of the Old Republic and do your commentary, that's gold.
Really?
It would be gold. A chat. Would you like to see EVS stream Knights of the Old Republic here on his channel with commentary? Give me a Y for yes, N for no. Watch it start raining Ys. Watch it start raining Ys right now because they will freak out if you play Knights of the Old Republic.
Do that.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
All I would do is goof on it. I would goof on it all day.
Look at the chat.
Are you serious?
So play Donkey Dong.
Donkey Dong. Yeah, it seems like. Nope. Somebody said no. Somebody said hell no.
One person. One person.
So that's. Yeah. All right. Looks like some people do want to see that. All right. So we'll do it. What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That'll be gold. That'll be gold.
All right. So in any case, maybe that's what I'll do. So Jeremy, I'll need your help. We'll set up my Steam. I'm gonna get my own Steam account, not my kids, because he just wants to play on my. He saw my computer and he was like, he was so excited. I'm like, it's not for you. But he was very excited about it. All right, Joe Marone says, many Bothans died to bring you this Holocaust special. Dragon Han says, I noticed 7 dislikes as I was liking this broadcast. Probably the hateful story group of Lucasfilm listening to the High Council. Whereas Jeff is sick tonight. And yeah, of course, the hateful, spiteful Lucasfilm and all of those other weirdos who, for some reason, don't like us, Jeremy. I don't know why they don't like us. You know what I mean?
I don't know either. They're going to like you less when you start playing Knights of the Old Republic because that's the thing that every Star Wars fan worships, and they are going to be upset because you're highlighting the greatness of it. And again, I don't know why they don't want to acknowledge, the Old Republic. So yeah, they're just going to hate you even more. EVS
haters are going to hate, and that's the way it is. All right, so Zebulon Pike says, "Where's Pornhub, Jeremy? Roll call. #JerArmy." Pornhub Jeremy.
It's shocking that there's not one. There's Puerto Rican Jeremy though in the chat.
Yeah. Let's see. Message retracted. $2 donations. TLG Screwjob again. TLG Screwjob is hooking me. I think he's buying me groceries this month. Says that Aunt May story I mentioned last week is Trouble by Mark Millar and Terry Dodson. Too bad Jeff isn't here to see it. Can you guys show him this for me? An Aunt May story called Trouble. All right, I will. Yeah. Nicholas Glenn says, watching American History X and listening to this live stream. Such a great movie. Thoughts? American History X.
I love the crazy girlfriend.
Have you seen it, EBS?
Perusa Balk. She's nutty. She looks like she's stab you in your sleep. I love that in a girl.
Yeah,
have you seen it?
Of course, I've seen it.
Okay,
twice.
one of my all-time favorite movies. So it's not an easy watch. It's not an easy watch.
Well, yeah, it isn't. But it's pretty good. The curb stomp is. I mean, obviously, once you understand what a curb stomp is, and I've only seen a curb stomp depicted in 2 movies. Well, one of them was an episode of The Sopranos, and it was well deserved and it was heroic. Spoiler alert: this one New York mobster says some disgusting, like, sexual harassing things to Tony Soprano's daughter, and Tony goes and finds him, pistol whips him in a coffee shop, and then makes him bite the corner of the the wall of this guy, and then curb stomps him, and ends up he's in therapy, and he notices that he's got a tooth, the guy's tooth in his pant leg, and it's so funny, dude. That was awesome. Curb stomping is probably the worst thing I can think of.
Well, Ed Norton got speaking of Art Carney, Ed Norton got prison raped in that movie as well.
Yes.
Very
uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I mean, that's, to me, like, that's one of the greatest performances you'll ever see from Ed Norton. I mean, he was just phenomenal in that movie. Phenomenal.
And even the kid Eddie Furlong was really good.
He was really good. And it's not an easy movie to watch. If you are sensitive, if you are a soy boy, don't even try it. You will not last. You will not last.
I can't believe that. I can't believe they're using this type of very offensive language. How dare they? How dare they? Give me my pussy hat. I can't take this.
Well, I don't know if it's something that I watch every day. I've seen it twice. I'm amazed it's your favorite. My favorite movie is like Ed Wood.
Well, I said one of.
Okay, yeah, but the Nazis versus the black guys basketball game was astonishing to me. I watched that with my jaw hanging open. Like, this just wouldn't happen in real life. But
yeah, because the white guys won.
There was that too. But it's like, okay, we're gonna instead of
Star Wars.
Instead of shooting you all, we're going to play basketball against you. It just doesn't seem.
That was
real.
like the white guys winning a dance off. Come on.
Yeah. Good movie though, and Ed Norton is a great actor, and he did play the definitive Bruce Banner, by the way, in my opinion.
I think
Agreed.
so too.
Yeah.
He's such a difficult guy to work with. That's the problem.
It's a shame because I really like him. What else was he in that he was
became a vampire?
Fight Club.
Werewolf.
Fight Club, of course. Yeah.
He was in what was that movie with him and De Niro?
Oh yeah. Oh no. No, he was one with Richard Gere where he was the kid that was multiple personalities.
Oh yes.
Primal Fear.
Primal
that was
Fear.
great.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. Now there was one with him and De Niro before De Niro lost his balls. Hang on. It's it wasn't like it wasn't highly
someone said The Score, was that it?
The Score, yes, The Score, and that's a very good movie.
Yeah, he was
he does the same thing. He did the same thing in The Score that he did in Primal Fear. He pulled off that like he's handicapped, and The Score, what was it, Rounders with Matt Damon? That one was a great one. Yeah, that was a great one. So he's a great actor. He really is.
Yeah, he was good as Bruce Banner because he looked like Bruce Banner. This other guy's a little thick in the neck.
I don't like the new guy. Yeah.
The Italian Job, great movie.
Yeah, I feel like watching some Ed Norton movies now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see. Cookie Thief Jeremy says, "I'm not racist. I steal all types of cookies except oatmeal raisins. Those are evil." So Cookie Thief Jeremy is a racist against cookies.
I can't believe there's a Cookie Thief Jeremy account.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Cookie Thief Jeremy account because Anna and I did a live stream series in California called Driving Miss Anna. And we were driving around and there was a Walmart. We stopped at Walmart. We're live streaming in Walmart. We leave because I wanted to get some Yoo-Hoo. We leave and I didn't realize that she bought cookies. And so we sat down in the car and driving. I look over, she goes, chocolate chip chewy cookies. I'm like, oh, can I have one? She goes, hell no, you can't. I'm like, what the hell? So I started stealing them. And so they've created an account called.
Why would you steal from poor Anna? Poor Anna. She just wanted her cookies.
And now there's a proper Anna account, by the way, on Twitter.
There's nothing wrong with stealing sweets. I stole Halloween candy last week.
Yes, you did. And we had to hear about it too.
I got busted on air.
your nieces came in screaming at you. That was messed up. But you know what? It inspired me to do the very same thing. So I went up and found Kaylee's Halloween candy bucket, and she's not eating it. I mean, it's just
that's the whole thing. Little girls, they save it, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like I used to eat all my Halloween candy, of course. Look at me. But I mean, I'm just like, well, you're not going to have any of this. So I took a bowl, like a cereal bowl, out of the cupboard, and I just filled it with Halloween candy and put it next to me. I finished it.
You had to do it because the kids look at cavities if you don't do that.
Absolutely. And I'm going to the dentist on Tuesday, so I'm all good. No problem.
I do have audio of when I grabbed the cookie, and I do have audio of Anna's response. So,
Oh, these cookies! Put that cookie down now!
That did not sound like Anna to me. And if it was Anna, then she was under tremendous stress. All right, let me see here. All right, so listening to the High Council with Cecil, says Swinging Cod, loading all the Lucasfilm games on my new desktop, drinking vodka. Life is good. So that's the thing to do, Jeremy. The thing to do is to get Steam. So I'm going to get my own Steam account, get rid of my son's, and then load all of the LucasArts games onto it. How much are LucasArts games?
I don't play on PC, so I don't know. So they can't be a lot right now, especially a lot of the older ones. So I'm sure somebody in the chat will know. I mean, because they're really cheap on Xbox and everything like that. Because they just made them available on Xbox, but they're not going to be much. They're not going to be much.
Okay, so I invest a little money in LucasArts games, and then what? I'm going to live stream them. I'm going to live stream me playing these games on OBS to people, okay, yeah, it sounds like fun, I guess. You'll have I'll need your help. I'll definitely need your help. Cotton Candy Hair Jeremy again. Dokken is a great band. Did any of you listen to them? See, I don't want to say Dokken sucked. I don't want to say
aware of them. They're all right.
I didn't really listen to them.
I like Dio better.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
They're saying they're $10 a piece. I'm sure there's some type of package or something you can buy where you can get all of them if you want to buy them all.
Yeah.
I can't play video games. I'm not really athletic.
Trump should have brought Dave Mustaine in as VP so they could be called MAGA Death, says MAGA Man.
Yes.
Oh, MAGA Death.
Yes.
Then I would have voted for him. I could not have said no.
That is 800 cons of badass. Jeremy Smurf says November Rain holds a YouTube record. Does it really?
Does it?
I didn't know that. Crazy Maynard 2003 says GNR's Knocking on Heaven's Door is complete shit. I agree. I do. I don't like any of that stuff. And I'm telling you, I'm willing to like Guns N' Roses, but that is garbage. Joe Marone says insult someone's music, be taken for a fool. Insult someone's music, be taken for an enemy. Nicholas Glenn says I saw Buckethead in P-Town. He is fucking badass.
Insane. Have you ever seen him, Ethan, or watched any of his videos?
Well, he's got a KFC bucket on his head.
Yeah, you gotta watch him do Michael Jackson. It's amazing.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
Micah, math isn't my best subject. It's your TV, bro. Take that remote and change the channel like a man. Assert yourself in your home, or you're a beta, and no one here thinks you're a beta. What's he referring to? What
was that one now?
I'm supposed to change the channel on something in my house.
Your dad was he was saying your dad came in, you couldn't have a drink, and he took the remote from you as well, I believe.
Oh, no, he didn't take the remote from me.
Sure.
Well, no. Professor Geek says, thanks for all your work, EVS. Son of Comicsgate Live debuts on my channel tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Sean Campbell, Ben Jones, and more. That's good. Yeah, so Comicsgate Live is no longer a show that I do because people just don't want me to do it anymore. But Professor Geek has put up Son of Comicsgate Live, which is great. And he's going to bring in a lot of Comicsgaters and promote their shows. Subscribe to Professor Geek to pick that stuff up. Now they're calling me Cuckboy. Nobody takes my remote. I can watch whatever I want to watch, as long as it's on the, what's with those home repair shows, as long as it's the Property Brothers, I can watch whatever episode of Property Brothers I want, as long as my wife hasn't seen it. Johnny Dollar says, I thought caffeine is also verboten in LDS. Yeah, it kind of is, but nobody listens to it. People drink Coke, they just don't drink coffee. Daniel Stone says B Team streamers will do a High Council wrap-up show tonight on Max Rebo's Variety Hour. Yes, you are that popular. That's exciting. GK version 1.0 says, come on, be a Jerewolf. Now, Jeremy, now they're talking about you being a werewolf, and now you're Jerewolf. You'll never be able to look at werewolves the same way again.
I mean, I've already lost all respect for The Silver Bullet, a movie I once loved from my childhood. So thanks, Internet. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah, blame Obama. Thank you. War Eagle Jeremy, aka Edward Coleman, says, Jeremy, I got 2 words for you.
No. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Why?
Not this week. Not this week. This is Auburn Hate Week. This is Alabama-Auburn game Saturday, biggest rivalry in sports. Don't say it, Edward. I know what you're doing. And it hurts.
Wow, he's jinxing stuff. The ball sacker says maybe Ray was left because she's such a twat. Heathen Breathing Fire says, what if Tico is another bot built by Annie during Phantom Menace?
What if that's in the script?
I will.
A note. She's left because she's such a twat.
McKinney 90, Birds of Prey, the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That's a horrible movie title.
It is. It's terrible.
Is that really the title?
I think that's the title based on everything I saw in my updates.
God damn these SJWs.
Yeah.
If that's true, I'm going to make videos about it, and I'm going in. I've been respectful to DC Comics. I've been respectful to the DCEU. But if that is the title, they have gone full SJW, and I am going all in. Comic Artist Pro Secrets is going all in on that bullshit. And I will.
Respectful to Ezra Miller.
Yeah, but fuck that guy. He's not, maybe you're right. I have picked on Ezra Miller a little bit and his horrible Flash movie. But listen, this is different. I will go in and I will start attacking all of these movies, or at least another one.
I don't like Ezra Miller because he thinks what he's doing is so groundbreaking. Maybe if it was 1965, I mean, Bowie's been doing the cross-dressing routine for 50 years. Well, now he thinks, give me a break. Who gives a shit?
I know. He's just like, hi, everyone.
Wow, can you believe it? Am I blowing your mind? I'm wearing a dress. It's like, yeah, we've seen a Martin Lawrence movie where he did the same thing called Big Mama's House.
Suck it, haters. I'm the Flash haters. Right. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I honestly, it's annoying.
Like 1950. He thinks he's Ed Wood.
Yeah. Panboy Lando Soy Child Dong Lover, best name in social media. Says Cecil, our chubby light, Caesar, our sacrifice, Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge, hashtag Rainbow Brute Celibacy. So, Jeremy, the Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge, the War Council have decided to not touch their wives or give pleasure to any other human being until Rainbow Brute comes out. That is the Rainbow Brute Celibacy Challenge. Now, for some of them, this is not going to be a problem. Others, this might be a challenge. I didn't ask them to do this.
I think for their wives, it's not going to be a problem either.
Yeah, I think they're only hurting themselves, honestly. But I mean, they're welcome to do this. It's they keep asking me what the rules are, and I'm like, I don't have any rules.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying
those rules. You set those own rules yourself.
Yeah, but if you're gonna do it, go all in. Don't pussy out. If you're going to,
going all in, probably not the proper terminology. But I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
They asked me to join them. I'm like, are you kidding me? Occasionally lightning strikes. You think I'm going to turn it down for some stupid
for Rainbow Brute?
Got to be kidding me. No.
Yeah, to join their cult. Well, why not? It's.
I mean, chances are it'll happen anyway. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to turn shit down.
Iwazaru in the chat explains further. He says, no front hole, no back hole, no face hole. That is it. That's the NPC way of looking at it, and that is correct. John Whalen says Kelly Tran and Viet Cong, the helpless farm girl. King Harkinian says, why? Stream Knights of the Old Republic, Ethan. Yeah, I will. Crazy Manor says Knights of the Old Republic 2 is the best Star Wars thing since Empire Strikes Back. Michael Daler says Knights of the Old Republic is an amazing game, but you need to have a ton of time to sink into it. I don't have any time.
That's my problem. That's my problem with all games right now. I have no time.
Once I get Cyberfrog done, I might just take a month off and then goof off. The gameplay also isn't so great, so be prepared. Hail High Council. Acuris 77 says I need some Smugless. You want to do that a little bit, Cecil?
Love it. Down in Fiji. Loving it.
I got a fact. I love that he's
Bluest water. Ethan, what's the bluest water you've ever seen?
It's in Bora
Fiji's
Bora.
blue. Fiji's is bluer.
No, it isn't. It's Bora Bora.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's
Fiji's
Fiji.
bluer.
Yeah, it's Fiji. Wesley Smith says swig of panties for the pie eating comic pro. Laughing Man says Steam's big winter sale is coming. Wait for that. All right. Micah Math isn't my best subject. Says not you. I was referring to the guy in the back porch while his family was watching MSNBC and asked for a prayer. Oh, I got it. Oh, with the remote. Right. Okay. Yeah. Liquor Jim says Holiday and Roadblock Van Skyver stream. Yo Joe. Yeah, my dad. I'll probably bring him on tomorrow. Everybody loves Holiday. Cookie Thief Jeremy's back. He says cookies are better than pies. No, not at all, dude.
No.
Yeah, cookies are better than pie.
Why?
No,
What do you
I had
mean?
an
They're
apple
dry.
No, dude, homemade cookies. Oh, they're the best. They're the best. Come right out of the oven.
Have you ever eaten pie by using a cookie as the spoon?
I haven't, but actually, that sounds amazing.
That actually sounds really good.
I've done it.
Oh my god! You know what? When you're like healthy and you're exercising every day, like that kind of a statement would make me queasy. Like I'd be like, ugh, "What do you mean?" I know I'm in a bad spot because I'm like, I gotta think about
You
that.
just wrote it down.
It sounds all right.
He made a note.
Siren Jag says, "Who said they don't want you to do CG live anymore?" Everyone, because that is not the consensus of those in the comments here. Is that right, Siren? Well, I mean, I want to help people. You know, my dad, when we were when I was driving him home from the airport, he said, "Are you still promoting other people's comic books?" I said, "I tried to, Dad, but sometimes I get dispirited because, there's a lot of jealousy. There's a weird thing that goes on, Cecil, where and somebody compared it to petting a dog. Like if you've got a whole lot of dogs, and I thought this was a pretty good analogy. If you've got a whole lot of dogs and you're the master of the dogs, all right." And you pet one dog, the other dogs get pissed and they start biting the dog that you're petting. And that seems to have happened to so many people. Cecil, are you attacked by people regularly out of jealousy?
No, because I've never been selling anything.
Not yet.
Not yet. Soon I will be attacked.
Dude, I'm telling you this, when your book comes out, when Backstab comes out, and when you're doing Rainbow Brute, they're going to come out of the woodwork all of a sudden. You're going to be like, what is everybody's problem? It's a weird thing when when what you're doing is working and people are enjoying it and excited about it. A lot of bitter people come out of the woodwork and start talking all kinds of mad shit. And you're just like, what is going on? And they're people who it's odd. It's a very, very weird thing. So
I don't think I'm as easy to hate as you are, though.
It's probably no.
You're wrong.
It came out a little wrong. No, you're probably right, Cecil. You are lovable, and I'm bless you. I don't think you're going to have this problem at all. Not at all.
I hope not.
And Backstab is going to be awesome, and I'm totally going to promote it. It's going to rock. Data Racer 117 says, "Hey EVS, you're in the Justice League movie credits." That's right, I am. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, they used the Iron Heights prison, and I created Barry Allen's father. So I got a credit, like a special thanks, and they gave me a lot of money. You want to know how much money they gave me?
I'm waiting.
Okay, they gave me $18,000.
Did they really?
Yeah. I tell people that now that I'm not working there anymore.
I think you made more money than Warner Brothers did on that movie.
And they lost money. I was like, why are you sending me money? You guys lost $300 million on this movie. It came like right at Christmas time last year, I think. When was it? It came in the summer. Yeah, it came around June. I got this great big fat check. I opened it up. I'm like, this is $18,000 and change. It wasn't like even. It was like change. And then I was just like, what's this for? And it says for the Justice League movie for creating Iron Heights Prison. And I did that in 2001, and it just got mentioned in the movie.
Also, there was a scene where they showed a few Green Lanterns just for a moment. Maybe some of those were your creations. I don't know.
No, they weren't. Like none of them were. That was somebody else's. There was one Green Lantern that they showed, and people thought that's why I got the credit. But when I got this money, it told me why I got the credit. I got it for the reference to Iron Heights. and for creating Barry Allen's father, Henry Allen. And I didn't even know I created Henry Allen, but I guess I did. He was in Flash Rebirth, so it's free money. It's great, when that kind of thing happens.
It never existed. Such a big part of the TV show.
Yeah. Well, I get money for the TV show too, because Iron Heights. Whenever they use Iron Heights Prison or any of the characters that I created for the Flash, and I created a ton of them, and they most of them at this point have shown up in either Flash or Arrow. We get pretty healthy checks, but I'm telling you, video games are the best. And when you get something in a video game and then a movie is just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. So it's good stuff. And I got a credit in there, so everyone saw that and said, "I saw your name." I'm like, "You sat through the credits of that movie?" You know what I mean? It's at the end of the movie. I didn't even buy the movie. My name's in the credits. I don't even own it. But it's just you sat through that. All right. Mike Brady, thanks for $1. Panboy Lando Soychild Dong Lover says, "Caesar, please play the Butter song. #war campaign." Okay, I will. Mr. V says, "Joe Pesci is on the stream. That mother." Yeah, by the way, Cecil performed as Joe Pesci in Goodfellas, Jeremy, and he did a great job. Absolutely great job.
What's that now? I'm sorry.
Jeremy,
Joe Pesci on the stream? Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, what we started to do was we started to just open up script pages, from if you go on IMDb and you look up a movie like Goodfellas, they'll have quotes from it, and it's just a page of dialogue. And so I would just make some of the people on Confiscate Live act out the parts. Now Cecil acted out Joe Pesci's part on Goodfellas with, "What's so fucking funny about me? What am I, a clown? I amuse you." Let me tell you something. He did that scene. He performed it with John Malin. I think John Malin was playing. Was it John or Mike that was playing?
It was John.
Okay, John was playing the Ray Liotta part, but Cecil rocked it. I mean, he did a fantastic job. I think better than Joe Pesci.
I don't think so.
I think so. Everybody was impressed. I was definitely impressed. I thought it was going to be a joke, but no, dude, you came right into it and kicked its ass.
We need you to recreate some of the scenes in Home Alone then, with Harry and Marv.
Oh, sure.
Christmas time's coming up, so.
Well, they did everything. Cecil also did Batman and Batman Begins. He was like, "Swear to me." It was great.
I showed my range.
Yeah. What about in Dark Knight Rises? Where's the trigger? Where's the trigger? You never gave it to an ordinary citizen.
All right, Cecil fell.
That was good.
That was good. I'm going to have to make a video of that. What I'll do is I will go through the live stream and I will cut that part out so that you guys can hear it. It's in
Josh can animate it.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. All right. Yeah. Check my channel, guys. I will cut out that one sequence of Cecil. They do Brokeback Mountain together. They do Goodfellas, Batman Begins.
Cool as Ice.
And Cool as Ice with Vanilla Ice. So you guys will be able to hear all that stuff. It should be funny. I think all told, it's probably about 15 minutes long, but it's at the end of a 3-hour live stream. So hell with that. Spidey Flash says, "Hey, Ethan, I want to thank you for what you did in Rebirth. That's one of my favorite Flash stories." Thank you, Spidey Flash. And Darth Bobcat says, Glenn Ross, please. That would be funny, too. We can get dialogue from that and get you guys to perform it. All right, with that, I'm going to play the Butter song, and I'm going to let these guys go tonight. Thank you so much for being here. It's a 2.5-hour stream. Jeremy, thanks for making it. I know that it was tough for you, but appreciate your being here as usual, pal.
Well, I just want to make sure our boy Jeff gets to feeling better. He's definitely not feeling good. Or maybe he's in jail. We're not really sure. But no, for real, I hope he gets to feeling better. Thanks for having me on, EVS, as always. Good to talk to you again, Cecil.
Absolutely.
I need to get you
voice again, Jeremy.
I need to get you on Geeks and Gamers soon. So
100%. Anytime.
Definitely.
I'm always getting requests for you. So.
All right, here's the Butter song. Ready? When you are asleep, that's when I creep and I lick all the butter in your fridge. When you are not awake, I unwrap your Lando Lake and I lick all the butter in your fridge. The butter in your fridge. The butter in your fridge. So have some Parquet. It contains my DNA from when I licked all the butter in your fridge. And have a pat of Blue Bonnet. I practically spat upon it when I licked all the butter in your fridge. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next Tuesday. Is that on your channel, or is it on Jeff's channel?
Geeks and Gamers.
All right, next Tuesday, Geeks and Gamers channel, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, and good night from the High Council.